You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent Austen Show.
All right, welcome to the Brent Austen Show. I'm Austin Lane. Brent, I think, is with us. We'll see. Jaguars Stadium is going to be packed here in a couple, well, should we say like a month and some change or so, but Jaguars finally reporting back to training camp. First day of school, if you will. Nothing on the field quite yet. Getting all the medicals, getting the physicals, getting the mouth guards. What else do they got to go through? Obviously the equipment and everything. Like, this is kind of just like the dress rehearsal before training camp starts. And with training camp, it's going to be very interesting to see how Liam Coen handles this because, well, he's used to handling the heat here in Florida, but how rigorous, how stressful, how physical is this training camp going to be as a first-year coach of trying to set the tempo? Do we have Brent, Kim, or should I just keep on freestyling this? There we go. What's up, Brent?
Hey, what's up? Mm-hmm. Keep freestyling, though. You're a good
That's all good, man. That's all good.
We created some good things with your freestyling.
There we go.
You got me all right? We're good. We called a little audible this week, so we're on the road in the middle of nowhere, North Carolina. We went and picked up the boys and drove them home. So we've been driving from Elmira, New York since yesterday morning. Stopped at Philadelphia Phillies game, though. So we did have that. And now we're making the rest of the trek home. So
hey, Brent,
audible on this end.
Real quick, before we get into football and everything, and this is the second time I've heard the boys. This was in the group chat last night. Do you have more kids that I don't know about, or what are we talking about? The boys here, because you keep saying boys. Like, okay, so Brent's got a side family, and this whole thing with the Strominer guy was, maybe we hit a little close to home here. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, I don't know how many kids I really have.
Okay.
The boys are. I guess I haven't really talked about this too much, but Ty went and played summer ball up in Elmira, New York, in a collegiate baseball league.
Gotcha.
And they've been up there for 2 months. I say they because Dan Hickens' son Brooks also went up there and played too. He played the last couple of seasons at FSCJ, and so they went up there together and really had a good summer. And it's winding down, so they were going to come back a little bit later in the week, and then I just decided to go get them this week because I had Saturday and Sunday and some other things going on to get them back here for those guys. But, yeah, I had a fun time, and now we're making the trek back. But Brooks had taken his truck up, and so I kind of just flew up there and drove back with them so they're not driving by. They could, by the way. I mean, I drove out to Ohio my senior year with my buddy 12 hours.
Yeah.
I guess, we're a little bit – I don't really mind the boys driving back. But I don't think the moms love the boys driving back by themselves. So anyway, it's fun.
That's fair.
It's cool to spend some time with the guys. And
a little road trip, man.
Yeah, it's cool, a little road trip. And now those suckers, they can't wait to get home, but they got to sit here for about an hour while I do this at Starbucks.
Got to deal with it, man. Dad's got to work. Hey, Brent, so let me ask you this. Did you and Dan, did you guys play paper, rock, scissors to see who's going to go? Because, I mean, listen, I love my son to death. When you get to college, man, maybe I'll just buy you a plane ticket home. Like, I don't know if I'm going to come all the way up to New York to drive back. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. But we'll see when I have to cross that bridge because it'll probably be Oregon, knowing him, and God knows that's going to be a trip. But did you, play paper, rock, scissors, or was Dan Hicken just like, they're fine, Brent, you got it?
Yeah, well, Dan drove up with Brooks, and then we flew up with Ty initially. This was back in late May. And then, Brooks has the truck up there, so Ty's kind of bumming off the truck. And so I'm like, I feel like it'd be nice if we went and got him. Although Dan was going to go, but I know Dan doesn't want to go. I really don't mind driving and doing it. So I was like, let us kind of help drive back, So the way it all worked out. So it wasn't really paper, rock, scissors. It was more like, I swear at midnight, we were thinking about this Friday because I told you about it. At midnight, I booked a flight for noon on Saturday out of Sanford. I've never booked a flight so late.
Sanford's where it's at, man. Yeah.
I've never been to that airport, by the way. I was like, all right, let's try it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it's a lot of different stuff going on, but at the same time, it's all good stuff for the most part, and just made a little sense. But therefore, I'm not in studio today like I was planning on being. So Casey's going to jump in around 11 o'clock. Obviously, Kim's Corner, you got it. We got the first hour. All those things that you just said about the Trags camp. We're starting to rock and roll, get ready for camp. And by the way, good little programming announcement. We have confirmed that around 11:30 tomorrow, we will have Jaguars head coach Liam Coen on the show. So we appreciate Coach Coen jumping on the show before camp. And looking forward to that tomorrow on the Brent Austen Show.
Brent, and listen, obviously this was in the group chat, and you can finally confirm it now. Yes, Liam Coen coming on tomorrow on our show. Going to be a big interview. Hopefully we can get to the Urban Meyer treatment where it goes so good that he wants to come back and kind of be a friend of the show. But hopefully it goes a little better than Urban Meyer's tenure did here in Jacksonville. I'm just letting you know, Brent, all right? I've been watching way too much of Brewers baseball right now. I'm throwing heaters at Liam Coen. There ain't going to be any softballs being lobbed up from my end. Now, maybe if you want to ask him, like, hey, what you think about Jacksonville? Where you having, where you eating and everything? That's cool, Brent. But I'm just saying right now, I've been watching Brewers highlights nonstop. I'm throwing them high heat the entire time, just so you're prepped for that.
Go get it. It. He can handle it.
Yeah.
I will, and we're going to talk about this in a moment. But I actually told the Jags today. I said, hey, I know he's grinding right now and getting ready for camp. But I bet there's a lot going on in his mind, right?
Of course.
Listen, we've been doing this for a long time in Jacksonville, and I can tell you this from our planning standpoint this week. There's a lot going on even in my mind. Like it's like going to school all over again. Even though we've done it so many different times, it's like, all right, what are we missing? Do we have everything in order? We got the right organization, emails, all this kind of stuff. I mean, he's doing that, tenfold as his head's got to be spinning as the first time he's in charge of it. Yep. But I did tell PR, I was like, hey, can you show him the Brysen Wright catch from the weekend in case he didn't see it? He might have seen it, but we're going to ask him about that catch. I got to ask him. And it's no recruiting violation or anything like that to ask about. I mean, that was an unbelievable catch, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment.
Yeah.
But before I get to that, and before we look at that, you brought up a couple of things while we were looking at Everbank and about Liam Coen and about the whole thing. And we were just talking with the boys on the way down. Like, they had asked, hey, do the guys stay in a hotel for camp? And I said, yeah. And then I thought about it a little bit more, Austin. I'd really like to get your take. Like, is that a necessity now? Because I'm thinking about this regime that's doing things a little bit different from the combine, the LA Rams and what they did, from the combine to maybe not playing starters in the preseason. I'm not saying the Jags aren't going to do that. I'm just saying the Rams have done that, right? So we have seen this kind of new way of thinking. There's a freshness around here. And I'm assuming the Jags are in the hotel like most teams do or for years and years and years.
Yeah.
But I started to think to myself, I'm like, is it important to do that? Is the best use of a football, especially a veteran football player, anybody who's been in the year, maybe 3 years plus, that's starting to build a family, is the best mental capacity for them and physical capacity for them to be away from their family, away from their normal routine, and away from the comfort of their bed. Just from like 8 to midnight, basically, because you're at the facility most of the day anyway this time of year.
Yeah.
Like, is that another archaic thing that maybe this regime could look to audible from? I get the young guys, Austin. They don't have a place to live. I mean, you want to put them up in the hotel, but is it important for all 90 guys to be in the hotel right now?
Yeah, it's weird, right? And I've made this joke before, but if you want to talk about veterans, I mean, ask Brad Meester. Like that was a vacation for him, Brent. Getting out of that house with that house full of women. With all due respect, hey, great family and everything. But I mean, I'll never forget. I asked Brad, I'm like, dude, like, you've been doing this for how long? Like, how do you keep on showing up to these training camps? This was my rookie year, obviously. I think, he's going into year 25, 26, it seemed like. And he goes, Austin, you understand. This is my vacation away from my family. Like, I look forward to this, right? So I think every veteran kind of approaches it differently, and obviously, coming from the get off my lawn, the old school way of thinking. I mean, I come from the days of real two-a-days, right? Where it almost seemed like you had to stay in the hotel because sun up to sundown, you're practicing football, 2 times a day and everything. Now, obviously, with the new CBA agreement and everything, and this is as it should be, they've been, loosened up a little bit. You're not practicing twice a day, full pads every other day, whatever the case may be, right? So players' health is at the forefront as it should be. Now, to answer your question of, do you gain more by having the entire team in the hotel together as opposed to being with their families? Should this just be like a first or second year thing? Listen, And I don't know how it is now, Brent, because I've been out of the game for so long, but I assume training camp still sucks. Right, like they may have loosened the reins a little bit. Maybe it's not as physical. It's not real two-a-days anymore. But guess what? Despite that, people go watch the training camp in the heat, man. You know how hot it gets. Like, it still sucks. It's a long, grueling process, right? And I distinctly remember my rookie year, obviously rude awakening with Joe Cohen, obviously a rude awakening with having to practice at 8 o'clock at night and everything, like things that I wasn't accustomed to, right? But what I got out of those hotel stays was after, when we're having team snack in the hotel, and then there's a veteran there, whether it's Mincy, whether it's Harvey, whether it's Pot Roast that I'm talking to getting a snack, right? Just knowing that I'm not going through it alone. Like that's sometimes the biggest thing of training camp that never gets talked about is you share a locker room with 89 guys, and training camp sucks. Like, there's no way it doesn't suck. Like, you're not going to feel 100% some days. Some days could be a hamstring, could be a shoulder, whatever the case may be. You're not going to be feeling 100%. You're hot. You don't want to go out there. But what you confide in is that you're sharing a locker room with other guys, whether it's their first year or a 10-year veteran, that are going through it with you. And that's almost what gets you through. Like, if you had to go through it by yourself, dude, I'll be honest, I don't know if I could ever have gone through it by myself, right? But since I know I have teammates across from me, teammates to the side of me, that makes that process a little easier because you're in it together. So I feel like as cliche that it sounds, in terms of a camp atmosphere, I just think being around the guys, whether it's, in the hotel, whether it's just, hanging out in the lobby, like being with those guys for the extra amount of time, I think there is a huge part of it. I think it does pay dividends, especially when you have a first-year coach who's still trying to get across his message and his culture.
Yeah. I've thought about this for the last, 15, 20 minutes since it came up, and I go back and forth on it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, it's a little archaic to me. It's a little old school to me. We're seeing a lot of changes. Maybe you don't need it. Like, how much is this helping the football team? I think there are enough comforts, by the way, for today's athlete, including the facility, including the lack of two-a-days, including all these other things that probably are like, do they really need to sleep in their bed and be around family and be that comfortable? Like, okay, Brent, that's over the top, right? I probably lean toward old school like you do in that sense. So I'm trying to think of the reasons why, and I think I come to probably two or three of them. One is, again, the young guys don't have a place to stay. I mean, it's a 90-man roster. You're not buying a house if you're the 85th man on the roster, right? So you got to stay in a hotel. I mean, some of those guys might, if they make the team, might be in a hotel for the entire season. I mean, they might, or they rent an apartment, or whatever. But so I think the young guys need a place to stay. I do think you also want to keep younger players probably out of trouble and on time, and doing that in unison is easier for everybody involved. But I also just don't think that's as big of a deal as it used to be, Austin. Like, I think when you came into the league, 2010, I'm not saying you did this in camp, but it's like, okay, there's that risk that Austin might run to the beach bars, right?
Sure, yeah.
I don't know if that's the case as much with today's athlete. I don't feel like it is. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. I just feel like today's athlete is so much more mature, so much more aware of their surroundings. They're not doing as much of that kind of stuff that we used to see in the last 20, 25, 30 years of guys going out and even in a camp, whatever. I just don't think we are. Maybe I'm naive to that. I don't believe it. And then I think the other part is the chemistry part, to your point. But you can take us through a day of camp, and I know there's no two-a-days, but they're there at probably 7 in the morning, I would say. Quarterbacks earlier and other people earlier, but let's just say 7 in the morning. You start your meeting. Well, actually, they're probably there even a little bit earlier because camp practice is going to be at 8:15. So their practice is super early. So I would say they're there maybe 6 a.m., 6:30. You're getting your lifts in sometimes. You're stretching in. You go to practice. Now you're eating. You go to meetings. You probably get some other kind of workout treatment, recovery. Now you go to more meetings. And your day might be done if it's starting this early, maybe around 5 p.m. You go back to the hotel and eat. Do you reconvene for another meeting at some point? And then you're in bed. You're exhausted. Like, are you really hanging out with people at the hotel? I mean, just doing it at the facility when it's time to eat lunch.
Yeah, but like when we got back from those night practices, or even like when it was more of the daytime, like I mean, I remember me and Chad Kacker were playing the piano. If you remember Chad Kacker, but Chad Kacker, he was a running back. I think he played in the Toronto Argonauts for a long time. Very versatile, like a scat back / like kind of flanker kind of dude. But yeah, he'd be playing the piano, man. We'd be singing songs. Like I distinctly remember singing the song from Hangover. What do tigers think about when So like he would be playing like in the main lobby. Beautiful piano player. He'd be singing there, man, and we'd just be laughing at him. So like, I mean, listen, those moments can be replicated wherever, right? Like it doesn't have to happen in a hotel lobby. But I think now more than ever, Brent, where you have kids coming from college and I get that they're a lot more mature than when I came from college, right? Like, because now they're a business, right? You have NIL, you have streams, like you have so much sources of revenue where you almost have to mature a little bit and be a little older than what you are, because if you're trying to make money, that's what you got to do. But I think like this whole scenario of staying in the hotel as a team, being away from your families for a couple weeks, like I think it also emphasizes though of like, this is your life, like this is football. Right. And I'm not saying like it doesn't have to be who you are and all this stuff. Right. But like there has to be a precedent. Like you don't have to go to class anymore. Right. Like you don't have to go do these extracurricular activities. Like your life now is football. Like you get paid solely to be a football player. And no, it doesn't matter like, how many Instagram followers you have. Like your paycheck coming from the team is going to be, predicated off of your play on the field. And that's it. So that needs to be a focus as well.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good point. I wrestled with this just in the last half hour, really, and just kind of one of those things, because we have talked about it for years and years. Like I love what the Jags are doing and what the Rams did around the combine and other things, because to me, it's a little bit of self-validation of I've been calling that time of year a little goofy for the most part, and I get there are some wins in there for people. There are some things that are good. I think the overall idea of it, concept of it, when you've been scouting players for 18 months and you have film, is a little goofy the way we treat the combine. And I think, quite frankly, the Rams regime and the Jags regime feel a little bit similar. Now, not all the way similar, but I think their actions show me that they're like, this is a little overblown. We don't always have to be there and have everybody doing everything. So, and I'm not telling you that I feel that strongly about this one, but I thought it was it's just a thing that we do all the time. We take for granted. It's like, well, why are they in the hotel? Like sometimes you ask the simplest questions and you're like, I don't know. I don't have a good answer. Like, I'm not really sure. But I do think there were some good answers here. I think you just gave them. And I think to your point, you're a former player. You kind of appreciated that time. You kind of liked that time. Now, I don't know if you would feel different if you had Ronan at that time. I'm not sure. Like, that's a hard thing to judge. And certainly by the end of it, you're ready to go. I mean, because it's just a long time.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, I had, I did have Ronan when I played in Chicago, right? And like, so he when he was, I think he would have been in like 1.5 or 2. Like they came to visit me for a little bit during training camp, but no, I couldn't hang out with him all day, or I couldn't spend the night with him, obviously, because I was at the time that I would have been in the team hotel. It's just, I understood that's what it was, and that was okay. I mean, obviously, you have FaceTime and everything, so there is ways of communicating for a few weeks without actually being there in person. I will say this though. And like, we can kind of go back and forth of debating whether the hotel is the right move for training camp or just being with your family. That's fine. I understand that. I will say this though, and I remember we looked at this last year, Brent, for training camp. I'm not sure now if the NFL has changed this rule or not. The fact that there's still training camps taking part at universities and you have players staying in the dorm rooms, I think is asinine. I think when we're talking about players having to stay in full-size beds and you have to go to Walmart and get like a memory foam mattress like I had to do back in Kansas City and then Chicago when we're staying there for the first couple weeks, I think it's stupid, right? Because if the goal is player safety, if the goal is player recovery and getting the best out of said player, then why the hell do you have them sleeping on full-size, dorm beds? Like that still makes zero sense to me. And I'm not sure if every team has come around and say, okay, we're staying in the hotels, even if we're at the campus or not. But I think last year we saw there's 4 or 5 teams that still do things in the dorms as well.
I think one of those teams, if I'm not mistaken, Austin is the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yep.
So,
makes sense,
again,
right?
I don't know where that. Yeah, this really wasn't on the radar today until I just brought it up. But I don't know how many. I don't think there are a lot. I think the Bills might be another team. And I think we looked at a couple. I will say this, based on, and that's a good point, and that was a good point last year when we talked about it. I do think dorms now at colleges are really nice.
Oh, really?
So it's
okay, I mean, I've been at the game, Brent.
Yeah, it's way better. So I'm not sure where they exactly stay, but I think your point's a good one. I mean, listen, this is in a world that's full of recovery. You got to believe that the beds that the New York Giants stayed in at the University at Albany for all those years are totally different than what maybe the Kansas City Chiefs are staying in or whoever else, right? So it's a good point, and I'm sure one that's been argued and changed. It's really changed over time. There's just not a lot of teams that do that or go away anymore for camp because the facilities are so expensive and so nice. Why go anywhere else?
So, and once again, this just says that where they're staying, this could mean they're actually staying in a hotel. But by my count, I have 3 teams this year that are actually staying like at a university. Now, once again, this could mean they're staying someplace else in terms of hotel. But like you have the Bills that are staying at St. John's Fisher University in Rochester. Yeah. You have... It's interesting because even like the Packers in the past have done St. Norbert, but now they're saying it's just going to be at Lambeau Field. So that may have been changed a little bit. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be at Missouri Western State. That's where I stayed when I played for the Chiefs. And then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be staying at St. Vincent College. So those are the 3 teams that are going to be at universities at least.
Okay, and by the way, those are some pretty good teams.
I know, right? So maybe there's something to be said, Brent. I mean, Chiefs once again, worst facilities, right? Sleeping in dorm beds. Maybe there's something to be said for it, Brent. Maybe it's not Patrick Mahomes. Maybe it's not Andy Reid. Maybe it's just having a really crappy environment where the players kind of got to rally together and be like, all right, dudes, we have to do this in spite of our ownership.
Hey, I think it's Daniel Kilkenny who says, Josh Hines Allen said that he travels with his bed in cryogenic chamber. I wonder if he does the same for training camp. I don't know what they have in the facility-wise in terms of is that the word cryogenic? Why is that not? It's the chamber.
I mean, maybe cryogenic. Well, I mean, I know the hyperbaric chambers, but I mean, I don't know. It still sounds legit, Brent. I don't know. Let me go ahead and Google that quick. Cryogenic chamber.
Yeah, I'm thinking the hyperbaric. That's not that's not something you travel with, is it?
Maybe
they have one now that you can.
No, they've had ones for a while. Even when I played, Rasheed Mathis had one. It's like a portable tent basically that you lay in instead of like the big metal thing. It's like zip up tent that you can do. You get the same benefits out of it. I did not realize that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
And so I bet they do have it, by the way. I think the cryogenic or the hyperbaric chamber, they say, if you sleep in there for 1 hour, it's worth like 4 hours of sleep.
Yep. So, by the way, a cryogenic chamber, that's like cryotherapy. So that's one that like makes you super cold, which I feel like he wouldn't travel with that. So maybe he meant hyperbaric.
I think Daniel just said he meant hyperbaric.
Yeah. But they also do make cryogenic chambers as well, obviously. Those are the freezing ones.
Okay. All right, hey, let's do this. Let's hit a timeout, stay on time early. Casey's going to join us a little bit as we continue from the road. We get the Brent Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. We start football season, and it gets going Monday. Of course, Jags will report in full tomorrow. There's no availability tomorrow, but camp practice starts at 8:15 on Wednesday morning, and you got to go to Jaguars.com to register for camp, and we'll see you out there all these different days, including those couple. We've got some exciting stuff coming up that we'll tell you about. But we did already tell you that Liam Coen will join us tomorrow on the show at 11:30. He's scheduled to join us tomorrow on the Brent Austen Show. So we'll have some of that. When we come back, the Jaguars have put together a flag football team, and the NFL is really behind flag football. Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars team, kids from right around here, won it all in Canton, Ohio this weekend. And there's one young man making major headlines. And it's no surprise, but did we just see the best catch we've ever seen from a 10th grader that goes to Mandarin High School? We'll talk about that when we come back on the Brent Austen Show. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnicht, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnicht Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnicht has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnicht. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnicht. GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
It's fast-paced.
Hands off on first down, and there goes Edward Vander.
High fly.
Wide open receiver. It's caught.
Action-packed. Weekend fun. Fun for the entire family. It's the Jacksonville Sharks. I feel like anybody could play in this league. It's gotta be like backyard football, right?
Whoa! This ain't the Arena League, Brent. This is the indoor league, and they play defense here.
It's a lot safer to just watch the professionals play. And watching is a lot of fun. A party in the stands at the arena for kids and adults. And it's indoors. Get out of the heat for the summer and watch the Sharks shine inside. Jacksonville Sharks football, season number 15. It's the drive for 5, and it's still alive. Get your tickets at jacksharks.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
All right, so just to let you guys know, yesterday didn't have a lot going on, right? Just a lazy Saturday. I think this was 2 days ago. And I turned on playing football. Why? Because the Jacksonville Jaguars were playing. And lo and behold, I learned about something new. I learned a new kid's name, and that dude's name. Kim, what's the guy's name again? Jane Wright?
Brysen Wright.
Brysen Wright. Missed it by that much. I know Brent just texted to me, but, Bones and everything. I don't check him all the time. Brysen Wright may have had the catch of all time. Is it coming up right now? Nope, because this was the first half. It was like the first drive of the game, I remember. But this dude right here, and by the way, I guess he's under 14 years old, or he's 14, something like that. I might card him. If I see him, I'm just going to say I might card him, but a great showing by the Jacksonville Jaguars flag football team. This dude right here, he does a backflip as well. I didn't see this part. That's cool. Why not? He's going to be a future star, needless to say. From Mandarin, Patrick Mahomes is tweeting about him. A lot of NFL guys tweeting about him. Brent, I think you probably didn't watch it live yesterday. I did, man, and it was crazy because obviously with my son playing, football now, I'm like, hey, dude, Jaguars are playing. Let's watch this game, and yeah, maybe saw the best catch of all time.
Yeah, I forget where we were. I wasn't watching it live, but obviously it was like, I think we were eating lunch, and it started to go all over the place, and everybody's, it's just a great time. First of all, the NFL has really backed flag football, girls flag football, and boys flag football. This, it's funny, we're going to see this in the Olympics, but this is all a kids' game. This started with the kids, right? And and now it fits in a great window in Canton, Ohio, where there's really not a lot going on in the sports world over the last couple of days. And so they get a lot of love and attention. The NFL found a great window for this to really promote it and push it, and they're backing it. And then you have moments like this. And just a little background on this young man. If you can go back and watch him when he was 12 years old, and he's bigger than everybody and he's better than everybody. Like he does not look 14 years old, right? He's about to be 15. He's a sophomore at Mandarin, but he actually is a St. Augustine kid. And there was some, I don't know about bad blood, but there was in like 8th grade, somebody told me in 8th grade that he's already one of the best receivers in the country. Okay. In 8th grade, already one of the best receivers in the country. And said like he could be a 5-star like right now in 8th grade. I mean, that's unbelievable. And you don't usually see that in football, Austin, right? Because of the maturation of these guys and the physical part of it. But so he is heralded. He's already got all these schools after him. But he really should be going to St. Augustine High School, but transferred to Mandarin for various reasons and was a part of their team last year. And there were a lot of transfers at Mandarin. They were good, and they will be good again, I think, this year. But he's a heck of a player. And this catch was obviously when you got Mahomes, I think I saw Jordan Lewis, just all the NFL guys were taking a look at it. And immediately, like, is this the best catch you've ever seen? Like, Kim, I don't know if we've got the catch part of this.
We got the catch.
Here it is.
Yeah, I couldn't comprehend what I was seeing, honestly. I'm like, okay, so like the defender bobbled it, and I had no idea until the replay, and then it's like, okay, this was maybe the craziest catch that you've ever seen. Like Odell Beckham Jr., I'm sorry, but there might be somebody new here. And yes, head topped him, Brent. That's what the kids are doing. He just head topped him.
Look at he gets bumped.
Yeah. I mean, simply a man amongst boys. And like, listen, if you're watching this game, it's insane that, because okay, you see this specimen of a supposed teenager. He's bigger than everybody else, and I think like that gets lost in translation sometimes in terms of just how fast he is, because in flag football, like you can't be that physical, right? Like, yeah, sure, you can get your hands on him, but like you can't like push up and things like that. Yeah, like that game was a prime example. I think this was the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. That game was a prime example of just this kid's use of body control and using his size to an advantage, because there was a couple times where he just kind of ran like a hook, and there's like, hey, get open, we'll get you the ball. And that's what he did. Like, I don't know, man. If this kid continues to grow like he's at the rate of growing, yeah, the sky's the limit, Brent, because it's one thing, like, hey, guess what? Yeah, you're fast. Guess what? You're athletic. Apparently you can do backflips. Fantastic. But the way that he can use his body to just bully defenders, you can't teach that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. in the world we live in, this baseball world, when you're 12 years old or younger, you can be bigger than everybody else and better than everybody else, and it kind of flattens out in baseball. Other kids can catch up to you. I don't know if that works as much in football. Like this kid's already pretty big. Like he's pretty, like, I mean, if he doesn't grow that much more, he's still got the physical gifts, it looks like, to play at a very high level. Now, the question is, how much does he grow? I see his dad on social media, but I don't know how big his dad is. And he seems like a nice kid. He handled all the media well. He handled all the hype stuff well. And he's going to have a lot of that now. That's the next piece of this, is how the hype train just got even crazier. And it already was big from a high school football standpoint to the college ranks. So just to let everybody know that. And it just went up tenfold because everybody's talking about this one play. But he actually had a terrific week there. He played both sides of the ball in flag. And he does some of these things, by the way, in full pads as well. We've seen him do that. So the body control, you know what I got to thinking here, Austin, is this. Why do we rave right now about the skill set of Travis Hunter? Why are we so excited about Travis Hunter? Well, he's a brand. He can obviously play both sides of the ball. He's very gifted in terms of that. But I think what people really fall in love with is his body control. And so it kind of got me thinking there about, like, Travis Hunter a bit, because what he does on that play is not totally the same play, obviously, as Travis Hunter had in the corner of the end zone in a Colorado uniform. It was like, how did he do that? And what's amazing about that catch is we just showed like 50 replays of it. And usually when you come, like, okay, the full extension, the one hand, the ball, he makes the ball look like it's a Nerf ball. But when he comes down, he doesn't, it's not one of those deals where it's like a questionable catch with it buried against the ground. He actually secured the ball from hitting the ground, too. He was able to flip it around. So what that tells me is a great feel for the game. So you're not just looking at a guy who's got physical presence, right? He's also a guy that he can do things that many people can't do. But I think this is what we say about Hunter as well. He's got great feel for the space around him and where he is, where the boundaries are, where other people are. That I don't think you can teach. Like, that's not something because I'm a gifted kid, I run a 4.3, you can automatically get. Those two things don't often go together. Usually that's reserved for the guy who's not that athletic, and that's how he kind of hangs in the game a little bit. He's got a great IQ or he's got a great feel. That's one of his strengths. But, oh, man, you wish he ran a 4.3. No, this dude looks like he's got all of it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, am I going to put him when it's all said and done and we got Brysen Wright in college? Like, is he going to run a 4.3? Like, I'm not sure about that. Right. And like, in terms of the ball control and everything, like, it was insane. Now, keep in mind, I'm pretty sure, and I can't confirm this, I'm not sure, but the football that they play with is a lot smaller than like a collegiate football, right? So, like, I mean, it's a little easier to palm. Not taking anything away from Brysen Wright because, like, still probably the best catch you're ever going to see. But, like, I'm not sure if you can literally physically do that with like a collegiate or pro football where you can literally prevent it with one hand from hitting the ground like he did and still make it a catch. Nevertheless, when you talk about control and awareness, like, yeah, but like you said, you can't teach that. I just think that this kid will get it done in different ways, right? Like Travis Hunter, it's all about getting him the ball in space, letting, you know, the fluidity do its thing. With this kid, at least from what we've seen right now, it's about just letting him use his body to his advantage. This is basically what Baby Gronk was supposed to be. Like, I'm sure right now, because I think Baby Gronk is, 13 or 14? Baby Gronk's dad is punching the air right now because this was supposed to be his son. Sorry. This guy's from Mandarin, grew up in St. Augustine, and his name's Brysen Wright. We'll start calling him Baby Gronk. He's not even a baby, though, but you know what I'm saying. Little Gronk.
I get concerned for guys like this a little bit because it's so much so fast. And he's 14 years old. Okay. And I think this stuff is even hard to parent when you're this big, when you get this big, when you blow up. By the way, again, just to note, this isn't a one-time deal. This isn't like this one thing that's going to go viral. He's already gone viral several times. He's really a sensation. Like, I think Casey and I were talking about this in the month of June about guys that, like, the hype train guys out of Jacksonville. We've had some. We've had Derrick Henry. We've had Tim Tebow. We've had those kind of guys. This is the next guy out of Jacksonville on the hype train that's, like, destined to be really good. And so I just get a little concerned at handling that because I don't think it's easy. I don't know these folks well at all, but I just think it's hard. I think there's a lot coming at this young man now.
Brent.
And I think it's only going to keep going.
Yeah, but this is the nature of the beast now. This is the world that we live in. Like, I don't think it's. I mean, I understand. Yes, when you have Patrick Mahomes, like, imagine being, whatever. He's gonna be a sophomore, right? Imagine being a sophomore. All of a sudden, Patrick Mahomes talking about you. Like, yeah, that's crazy, right? Like, that's wild. But it's nothing new to these kids. I feel like it's crazy to think like, hey, this guy could be getting $1 million to go play football his freshman year for an NIL deal, right? Like, that's the nature of the beast. That's how it works now. So I don't think it's too much for this guy to handle, just because he's going to be ready for it. And guess what? So far, when we talk about Brysen Wright and everything that he's accomplished and all the notoriety, it's all football related. It's all football plays. Dude, just keep going out there and doing what you do, and the rest will take care of itself. So I mean, once again, I don't know him personally. I'll be honest, I didn't know him until this past weekend, But I think he can handle it, just because the dude obviously loves the game of football. I think he's worked very hard at it, and it's paying dividends. So more power to you.
Yeah, you should go look at, and I'm not like this technician, X's and O's guy. I never claimed to be, but go look at like a 12-year-old video of him running like routes, and then he makes like a really nice catch in the game. And just the detail in the route running at 12 years old is pretty interesting. And I just think these kids have grown up around it. There's better coaching. Like, they're getting all of that earlier and earlier, and then you add, again, the physical play of it. I will tell you this, Austin, I'm not sure you know this or if you came across it, but this was something that came out a couple weeks ago. He already has a 5-figure NIL deal with a trading card company. He already is getting paid. Now, 5 figures could be $10,000, which, by the way, is a lot of money, but especially for a high school kid. But it also could be $50,000. It could be $75,000. And on top of that, the deal is when he does sign, like, for somebody, let's just say he was at Palm Beach Autographs doing a signing, the word is that he gets the same amount as like an NFL player would. So that's part of his deal, is that he's already getting paid like an NFL guy to sign, I think, these trading cards. I don't know the true specifics of the deal, but those are some of the headlines of it. And I don't really know anybody else in Jacksonville that has had an NIL deal. That, especially to that degree. I think he's the first. Now, maybe somebody's doing something here or there for a few $100 to get to go to play at a private school or something. I don't know. I think across the state, you might be having a little more of this, like at the IMGs and some of the bigger private schools. Maybe you have some of that. And I guess that's the next part of it is, does he stay at Mandarin the entire time? Is he going to stay in public school the entire time? Or will somebody try to go scoop him up and he goes to an IMG or somewhere else? Like, that's the next phase of it. But anyway, this is a guy that I know the world saw him this weekend. But the people in Jacksonville that cover high school football and everything else have known about him now for a couple of years. And this could be, again, the next Tebow, Derrick Henry type of player with all the hype coming out of Jacksonville. Unbelievable catch. Unbelievable play. So good for him. And good for the Jags, by the way. They won that whole thing. So, hey, who knew? We're good. We're really good in flag football, apparently, in Jacksonville. So we got that going on.
I like it, man. Yeah, and listen, and I appreciate it too. And listen, shout out to ESPN for airing it. They had the women's championship yesterday a little bit. Not gonna lie, watch that too as well. Whole lot of hey, you want to talk about a recap of the Patriots Rams game where it was like 7-6 or whatever? That's what we're dealing with yesterday in the women's flag football championships. I had some time in my hands, Brent, but like, you want to talk about just defenses? Nobody was scoring. I thought it's flag. I thought everyone's scoring in flag football. Apparently not, because you had a team from Philly, and the other team I believe was from California, but they were like the Cowboys. Yeah, just a very low scoring affair. Wasn't a fan, because if you can't hit any, if you're not tackling, then if you have like a defensive flag football game, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think the other thing I didn't realize about especially the women's game, the girls' game, is that they really milk the clock in the possessions.
Yeah.
So there are very few possessions like in that game. So it's a little different. I guess we're all learning as we get set for the Olympics. By the way, a couple in the comments. Jamie French is also a kid out of Mandarin, by the way. So yes, he was playing alongside the Brysen Wright kid who did not look like a freshman at Mandarin, but pretty talented group over there for the Mustangs. Hey, did you see the news just in with Will Levis? Going to have shoulder surgery and out for the 2025 season. Now, listen, this isn't his team anymore, right? It's Cam Ward's team. But what do you see? I just saw the headline, so that came out in the last half hour. What do you make of that? Because he obviously could have been their backup. He could compete to be their backup. What his future was in Tennessee, I have no idea. But why wait this long if you had something up with your shoulder to say, hey, I'm going to have surgery and be out? Maybe he was just trying to give it a go, see if he could get to camp. Or is this like more of a power play, a money play, some kind of play to say it now?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have no idea. I mean, I assume that he was going to try to give it a go, right? Because maybe in some realm he thought he could still be a starter, for the first couple of weeks, even though I feel like this was Cam Ward's job from the get-go, right? So I have a hard time believing they're just going to slowly bring Cam Ward along and be like, all right, well, we'll go out there and do his thing and probably throw a couple interceptions first couple games and then we'll bring you in. No, you took him number one for a reason. I think this was Cam Ward's start all along. So I just think this was more of Levis trying to push it a little bit, trying to see how it was going to go. And then unfortunately, he got hurt.
One thing about it, Austin, and again, I think there's a lot of confidence in Cam Ward that he's going to be pretty good. And Tennessee, you're right, I think is going to give him the keys to the car right away. But we do have some examples where that backup guy is important early on. From Anthony Richardson, who's been hurt and banged up and inconsistent, to even a Bryce Young, where, he got benched and then he got brought back in. So it doesn't feel like Cam Ward is going to be those guys, specifically Richardson, because Richardson was an inexperienced player to begin with when he got to the league. He's still a very young player. Young obviously had more experience, but Young didn't have the physical stature. Cam Ward's played a lot of football in the NFL. He's an older guy, so I don't think they're going to have to rely on Levis. And by the way, if you have to rely on Levis, it's probably for naught anyway, if you're Tennessee. But this does weaken their quarterback room and now puts probably even a little bit more of the pressure on Cam Ward if there wasn't enough already. I would still say I don't think anybody's super scared of Tennessee in the AFC South or even in the AFC at all this year. It feels like still more of a building block year, unless he surprises everybody and comes out of the gates like C.J. Stroud did in Houston.
Yeah, I think me and Casey kind of talked about this a little bit when we were doing the show. This was a while ago, but the thing that does make me worry a little bit about Cam Ward is that he just seems to be all about football. I think there's some quarterbacks out there that when they're taken number one overall, or even, taken later on, where you get yes, they care about football, but yes, it's reveling in what you are, right? I'm trying to think of a good example of who I can. I can say Sanders, from Colorado now going to Cleveland, but that's kind of just like a layup. But, I think there's just some quarterbacks who they embrace everything. And me and Casey talked about this. When you watched Cam Ward get selected number one and he went on the stage, it wasn't a fancy suit. He wasn't rocking the bling. It was strictly just discreet, shake their hands, great interview, and now let's go play football. I truly think that there's some guys who is just, they're infatuated with football. I think there's some guys who love the game of football, but it's not all who they are. I think Cam Ward, it's who he is. So when you have a guy with that type of personality, those dudes can make you a little nervous because it seems like they're so committed into coming out the gates hot that they're not going to falter. They're not going to hit those, that rookie wall. So I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks that Cam Ward could be the real deal, but also there's a part of me that thinks, well, it's the Tennessee Titans. Let's go ahead and pump the brakes a little bit. They don't have Derrick Henry anymore. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I find myself saying I don't get super scared of the Cam Ward situation because he doesn't feel like crazy electric to me as a player, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think, if I'm being honest, I think we kind of said that with a C.J. Stroud. He doesn't feel electric. He can be a good player, but it doesn't feel like, wow, he's going to be Lamar Jackson, right? Those are the guys that scare you, the guys with the physical talent that's just ridiculous, or a guy that can move or has something that nobody else has. I don't see Cam Ward have those things, but I can't. Let's go all the way back to, I think, 2017 when Patrick Mahomes was drafted. Nobody was talking about Mahomes that way, too, and look what happened, right? He was all about football, better than people thought. The other thing that's interesting to me about Ward, and this is really a Joe Burrow factor, is Ward's been a good player, but the huge year was this last year. To get on the rate, I don't know where he would have been drafted if he picked him before last year. I can't remember what the conversation was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't number one overall, right? Like he was not like Carson Beck was a higher rated quarterback, I think, going into the year than Cam Ward was. But Burrow kind of taught us that, hey, that can still work, because we had those questions about Burrow. He basically played 1 year at LSU. They were awesome. He's playing with first-round picks all over the place, guys that were in the NFL. And you're like, yeah, okay. But then Burrow, look what he's done. So I'm not going to sleep on that part of it. It's just I don't know if I necessarily call him a late bloomer. I just think his opportunity to dominate came a little bit later, and he did it. I mean, he was really good at Miami last year. How much will that translate to the NFL?
Yeah, exactly. And once again, like, listen, it takes all personality types. You can be Joe Burrow smoking a cigar in the locker room, having this crazy style, and be successful in the NFL, right? Like, it takes all types. I'm just saying, from like what I've seen from Cam Ward, I saw in the chat, like, yeah, he did set out the second half of that bowl game. That wasn't a good look. Don't get it twisted. Like, I remember talking about that, how I wasn't a fan of that and everything. You kind of quit on your team. But when it comes to Cam Ward, like, more than Joe Burrow, more than when it was like, I'm trying to think, like Johnny Football. Like, I don't know a lot about Cam Ward. I really don't. And I think that's, to his right, like, that's a positive, because I don't think he really puts himself out there a lot. I think he's just kind of low-key and focused on football. Like I said this, going into this last season here, or 2 seasons ago now, with C.J. Stroud. Remember when C.J. Stroud was like on every podcast talking smack about a bunch of players and everything, saying like, man, we would have killed this team in college and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, man, I get maybe you're joking around, but you're kind of putting a target on your back a little bit that can, like, maybe, come back to bite you down the line. Well, what happened with C.J. Stroud this past year? Like, he played okay, but like, we thought it was going to be like another major upgrade from his rookie year. Well, we didn't get that. So sometimes I just feel like if you're low key, if you're just about the game and try to keep a low profile, that's almost better than trying to be like this highly touted guy who everyone's talking about all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you're right too, man. I think that can really help him in Tennessee, especially early on. He was the least talked about number one overall pick quarterback in like the history. Yeah. Because Travis Hunter stole the show. I mean, Travis Hunter was the story of the draft, especially on day one, even more than Cam Ward. That is very unusual when you're at the quarterback position.
But let me ask you this, Brent. Even if Travis Hunter wasn't there, do you think Cam Ward would have been talked about like that? Because then I feel like it would have been Ashton Genty or something.
Might have been Genty. I was thinking Genty too. That's the first one that came to my mind. I do think Cam Ward would have been talked about more. I do think so. Okay. But the way that bubbled later in the afternoon, the interest in just the unicorn nature of Travis Hunter, I think led to a lot of the conversation. Then the trade to move up. Who knows? I didn't watch like all the NFL draft coverage like the day of. I'm sure they gave him his due, but it certainly didn't feel like, whoa, everybody's Cam Ward. I mean, there was way more Trevor Lawrence talk going into 2021 than there was Cam Ward. And we knew both were going number one overall. So it's going to be interesting to see. I just finished with this thought on the Levis, Ward, Tennessee front. As a whole, Austin, like they've obviously got some work to do on their roster, right, and catch up and build up. And the Jags have their own work to do, and Indy has their own work to do at the quarterback position. But I think it adds to the AFC South, where there's so much like curiosity and where this is going to land, like who's going to emerge. Because even in Houston right now, they're asking, okay, we can win the South. We can win games. But are we really like good enough to win it all? Like, where are we going with this kind of roster? This window right now that we have, we look like we got a good coach. Look like we got a good quarterback. We got players like Danielle Hunter who aren't going to be here that much longer. But then we have younger players like Will Anderson who's going to be here for a long time. So, like, I think they're asking that question. Now, that's a better question to be able to ask than the rest of the AFC South. But the Jag, like, where's this going to land? Is Anthony Richardson going to find a way? If so, Indianapolis could be good. Does Tennessee have the right mix? Because to me, the Callahan mix and some of the GM stuff and other things they've got going on internally don't impress me, but that doesn't mean I'm right. Does that emerge to the top along with Cam Ward? And then here in Jacksonville, of course, you wonder, is this a year for Trevor? Is Liam the guy? Is he going to be the one that fixes this, right? So we can ask the questions all day. We can debate it all day. We can discuss it all day. And we do, quite frankly. But at the end of the day, which one of those four storylines is going to emerge positive for which teams? And I'm not sure if that means it's going to work for 2 teams or 3 teams. It sure as hell ain't going to work for all 4 teams. We know that. That's impossible. So which one are the Jags going to be in? And if you get in the right bucket, I just think somebody has a chance to dominate the AFC South for a long time to come, or at least a 3 to 4 to 5 year span. No,
I mean, it definitely, you have a chance, right? Because we talked about this a lot, man. Like the division right now, and I get that the Texans are the darlings until proven otherwise, right? Simple as that. But you have the Jaguars, you have the Titans, you have the Colts. No one's really scaring you, especially at the quarterback position right now. I mean, I think Trevor has the advantage there. I think I still put CJ Stroud first. I get it. Might get some blowback on it. I think the guy has done the most in the short amount of time to say Stroud is the best quarterback until proven otherwise in this division. Trevor's number 2, and then let the chips fall where they may after that. But yeah, Brent, it is up for grabs, and I think in Houston you're seeing it where they have the coach in place now. Obviously, at least if they have the coach for 2 years, they like the coach, and you think you have the quarterback now in Stroud. So yeah, you like what you have there. We think we have the quarterback here in Jacksonville. Now it's the coach. Can Liam Coen bring the best out of Trevor? God, I hope so.
Yeah, I know. I think that's where it's at, right? It's like, for the most part, this division is on like a seesaw.
Yeah.
and like, which side of the balance sheet are you going to be on? But it's there for the taking. That's what's kind of fun about it. And, probably going to play this game. I've been thinking about this a little bit. It's like, I think we get afraid to ask the positive side sometimes of what if. Yeah. Right? Like a lot of times we're like, oh, what if this doesn't work? What if Travis Hunter doesn't work? What if Trevor doesn't stay healthy? What if Liam Coen isn't that great? Look, but what if it does work? Right? Like that's okay to ask too. And sometimes it all works. Like, and for the good teams, it usually all works. So the time it all works will be an interesting one for the Jags. All right, hey, I'm going to hand off the show to you and Casey. I want you. Couple of things. I don't know if you'll get into it, but still to come on the show, obviously a lot more football talk, but also a big UFC fight over the weekend. Probably get your thoughts on that. Scottie Scheffler dominates again. I mean, it's just a world of his own right now in the sport of golf. And then baseball gets cooking again, and the Brew Crew looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure you'll have some fun with that. Just a reminder one more time, tomorrow, 11:30, Liam Coen will join us on the show, scheduled to join us on the show, the Jaguars head coach, as we head into training camp 2025 for the Jags.
Brent, real quick in the chat, they're asking us, who does Cam Ward remind you of? You got anybody off the top of your head? Like in terms of an NFL comparison?
That's a good question.
Sorry, Kim.
I saw that too. Yeah, like Kyler Murray is not it. He doesn't remind me of that. No. I honestly think where you just went, he reminds me a bit more of CJ Stroud, right? Like I think there's a calm demeanor about him, which also means there's a bravado about him. And it's got a little I don't know, maybe a little pissiness to it on the underlayer that you don't really see in front of a microphone and everywhere else. But he also, he's not going to kill you with his legs. He can make the throws. I think he can do enough to buy time, all those things. So I really feel that he might be one of the better comps in a Cam Ward situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think a gunslinger, right? So I think of a little bit of Baker, but not as mobile as Baker. Maybe a little bit of a Sam Darnold, a little bit of a Jay Cutler, maybe a little bit of a Joe Flacco. Just guys that got strong arms that aren't willing to that risk it for the biscuit, if you will. And when I say Joe Flacco, I mean Joe Flacco back in his prime, not Joe Flacco 50-year-olds, 50 years old now, running 45 yards against the Jacksonville Jaguars last year. But nevertheless, we have to get to break, Brent. So I think you're out of here. We'll have Casey coming to the studio. We'll handle it on the road. Have a safe drive back. When we get back, we'll have Casey Kurtz in the studio. And also, I want to take this someplace else. By the way, Kim, I'm not going to lie. I have zero idea what this baseball thing is right now. But Kim,
I'll tell you what the baseball is. This is Walk-Off Charities, by the way, hosting a regional RBI tournament here in the Southeast. So teams were at University of North Florida, JU, over at Bragan Family Complex as well, Fort Family Complex. So program that Major League Baseball runs, and Walk-Off Charities, that's their team in action right there as well. So a good weekend of ball
Yep, and Brent, actually, so this was from the Southeast Regionals across area ballparks because Kim actually made me an itinerary that I forgot to look at when we went to break. So, Kim, I'm going to take the responsibility. That's on me. We'll get better after the break, and we'll come out the gate swinging in the next break with Casey Kurtz. Brent, have a safe drive back.
Thanks.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters and the trash and debris build up on top of the filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Whew. So close, but for some reason it seems so far away still. September 7th, opening game, Carolina Panthers, in the bank, the debut of Travis Hunter, debut of Liam Coen. Huge game. And by the way, I'm not sure if you follow a lot of Panthers Twitter, Casey. Well, I don't know why you would.
I have not.
But I guess the narrative there that I've been seeing, and this is in a couple of different articles, they're very confident that they're going to come into Jacksonville and win. Like they already have it circled as like a get-right game, like, all right, let's do this. And I feel like we kind of have it circled as our kind of like layup game as well. So, interesting.
So here's the thing with that. Do you blame them?
No, absolutely not.
Like, they're the Panthers, and they're looking at the Jags, and they're like, the Jags, like, we can win this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just how it is.
If I'm a Panthers fan, and I see like how the season ended, right? And I see like Bryce Young got his groove back a little bit.
Right.
A 36-year-old or whatever, Adam Thielen, like kind of put the team on his back a little bit. Thank you for fantasy football glory, by the way, Adam Thielen. We love to see it. Oh, we love to see it. But no, I get it, Casey. Like, I understand. Like, yes, they're confident. They ended strong. The Jaguars end strong? Not so much, right? Not so much. Trevor Lawrence was out. Mac Jones, how you doing? So I understand like the confidence from Panthers fans. But like let's temper it a little bit. Just like I'm gonna say like, hey, let's temper it Jaguars fans a little bit. Like this could be a competitive game. Like I'm not sure what the opening line is right now. I'm not sure if they've even announced it yet.
I can check.
Okay.
I don't know if it exists.
Yeah.
But I'll look.
But I mean, I think both sides like, hey, this could actually be a competitive game, and you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, it's like I agree with you. I don't think anyone's getting blown out in this game. Obviously, without knowing who may get hurt in training camp or whatnot. But yeah, it's not. I don't think.
But by the way, Jaguars right now, according to I missed what we don't need to say it, but they're 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, Hard Rock has it at 3.
Okay.
So
which is basically a pick 'em because
they're home.
You get 3 points for home.
Right.
Which I think is fair.
Yeah, I do too. Like the Panthers played better at the end of the season, which has been documented. And like you probably should play a good game with them. Now, I will say if you go out and just dominate them, that would be, I think, intriguing.
That would be great. What happens if they get dominated, or the Jaguars get dominated? Are we panicking?
I mean, it's not good. As much as I think Carolina's not going to be like, a doormat.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
And by the way, not that we care at all about what the Carolina Panthers are going to deal with after the Jags. Their schedule, like they go to the Cardinals. Probably feel like you could win that one.
Sure.
Play the Falcons. Might feel like you can win that one. Patriots.
You can probably be competitive in those, yeah.
And then it gets kind of goofy. But
okay.
So the Panthers are like, we could be 4-0.
So you have Panthers fans who are listening going right now, you know what? If we're 3-1 after that first quarter of the season,
we got a shot.
I think we're going to be all right. Yeah.
Jags fans are like, we better beat them by 86. Yeah, it's I can't believe it's so close, but yet so far, like you said.
I mean, to me, the season doesn't start until I take my fantasy football draft, and then I'm like, okay, we're right around the corner.
When do you draft, by the way?
Usually, it's like a week before the season.
Yeah, that's
starts.
how it should be.
No kidding.
There's psychopaths that are drafting in the next week or two.
I know. There are some sickos out there, Casey,
it's
that are drafting like probably as we speak.
Which is foul. Like
no, there's no point in it. No. Injuries happen. It's football. It's a physical game.
Gonna have two torn ACLs before the season even starts.
That's some wood getting knocked on. Hopefully it's somebody on my team. Kyle Pitts talking to you. Casey, I think, by the way, Casey Kurtz, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Great to have you. I mean, do we just call you like the reliever now? Do we call you like the utility guy? What are we calling you?
I don't know, man. You get a
Thanos, man.
You get a text driving through Alabama. It's like, can you be on the show tomorrow? And I was like, damn it, Brent. Show up to work.
What does it bring you back? It brought you back to me. Yeah. Thanos. There he is again.
Yeah.
Can I ask why you're in Alabama?
Business.
Obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Sporting business or like movie business?
Sporting business.
Okay.
And then I went to Atlanta for movie business.
Nice.
And then I drove home and got home at like 3.
Yep. And now you're here.
Yep.
Was business booming? That's all you got to ask.
Business was okay.
All right, cool.
No complaints about business.
Okay.
Overall.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, not too bad. I'll give you, this is actually pretty funny.
Did you stop by New Orleans real quick for the UFC event?
I did not.
Gotcha. Damn. Okay, man.
I did not.
Okay.
We were in the Atlanta airport yesterday. This is funny. There was some sort of AAU basketball type situation happening because there's a lot of kids in like team gear.
Dude, this is...
But like high school kids for sure.
Of course.
And so me and my buddy are standing there waiting to conduct business with other folks. And a guy walks by and I'm like, yo, that's Bradley Beal. Like without a doubt, Bradley Beal. And he like walked into the bathroom. And I didn't realize this when I saw him at first. But
so you could pick up Bradley Beal out of a lineup?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's
I'll give you an even better one later in the day, but it won't resonate. But this is funny.
Cool.
So my buddy's like, that wasn't Bradley Beal. I'm like, I promise you on everything it was Bradley Beal. And I didn't realize this when he walked into the bathroom. When he came out of the bathroom, he was wearing a shirt that said Bradley Beal. And I was like, and my buddy's like, that's how you knew who it was. I'm like, dude, I know I didn't. But it was like Bradley Beal. It was like his AAU team or camp or something.
Sure, yeah, because a lot of NBA players, they have their own AAU teams.
Yes. So yesterday, if you were walking around the Atlanta airport and you saw a guy in a shirt that said Bradley Beal Academy, that was Bradley Beal. I was like,
yeah. I
was like, this is such a mess, but it was funny.
That's hilarious, man.
Now this is crazy for recognizing people. We were sitting at a gate, just hanging out, and a guy walked by me like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, I know who this guy is. And it was funny because he threw something in the trash can that I was sitting by, and I was just I was staring at him because I was like, I know who this guy is. Staring at his face. He looks at me, and I go, dead staring at him, random person. I go, Kelly Johnson. Do you know who Kelly Johnson is?
The name sounds familiar. How do I know Kelly Johnson?
He played like middle infield for the Braves for like 4 years.
Gotcha.
Like a long time ago. And he's just looking at me, and I'm like, he's like,
damn! I bet he was more impressed than anything.
Yeah. I couldn't.
He's like, what? Do you want something?
I was driving myself insane because he just kept walking by me. I was like, dude, I know this guy.
Yeah.
I know this guy. Kelly Johnson.
Dang, man. That's impressive, Casey.
Dude, it's a gift and a curse.
But hey, that's why business is good though for you, right? Because you can call it Bradley Beal, you can call it Kelly Johnson.
It's funny. Atlanta's one of those airports, like, if you just look at people, you will see.
Oh, yeah.
Last week I saw
Atlanta's a hub.
Yeah, last week I saw Alvin Kamara for no reason
at all.
Sure.
Yeah.
I saw Greg Nicotero, who's like, he directed a lot of the Walking Dead stuff.
Okay.
That would be a super niche one you'd have to know.
Yeah.
But like, if you just pay attention to Atlanta.
If you came up to him, he'd probably want to be your friend, man. Oh, you know who I am? Like, yeah. Okay.
If you just look around at people in Atlanta, like, you will see so many famous
people. No, I mean, people, like, I love people always trying to guess because, like, I'm taller.
Oh,
right?
It happens to you.
I stick
obviously.
out. But, like,
I forgot who I was talking to.
But people can't, like, rate places sometimes. They're just like,
but it's like,
yeah, you know, and like I look intimidating, so they don't come up and talk to me. Thank God.
It's like the classic "you're somebody."
Just don't know. Yeah. Gotcha, man. But you actually know.
More times than not.
I like that, Casey. I think you said you had something you wanted to talk about before.
Yeah. So
we had some new topics here.
I heard you guys talking about Cam Ward. And you guys were talking about Cam Ward a couple months ago, and I jumped in and said, this is foul. And once again, I think you guys are dead foul again.
You think we're foul, Casey?
With the Cam Ward thing, like, right before you went to break, you're like...
The Sam Darnold Whisperers got something to say about Cam Ward. What do you got for us?
Well, I just thought it was super insane when you're like, what's a comp? And Brent's like, CJ Stroud. I'm like, I don't see it. And then you're like, Baker Mayfield. I'm
Gunslinger.
Like, have some respect for Cam Ward.
Hold up. I said Baker Mayfield, but he can't run.
I heard you say gunslinger. It's fair.
Gunslinger. He's a gunslinger, dude.
He is, but the part that I didn't like was when Brent was like, he's not going to beat you with his legs or something. He said something along that. I'm like, yes, he's not going to run all over you, might have been what he said.
No, but he's capable.
He's capable.
Yeah.
See, here's what's wild to me, and maybe I'm just a known idiot. That could be it. But when I look at Cam Ward, instead of like a CJ Stroud or Baker Mayfield, I see more of like Lamar Jackson.
Really?
I'm not saying all the way there. Cam Ward's not as fast.
Yeah.
But if you told me they moved their whole offense to play a brand of football around Cam Ward that made him look a little bit more Lamar Jackson, I'd believe it.
That's true. So listen, this is like the generic, like, pie on this. This is like the low-hanging fruit for his comparison, which I've seen all around, and it probably makes the most sense. I just don't want to say because I thought it was too obvious. Steve McNair is what they're saying. They're saying he's like the next Steve McNair. And
sure.
May rest in peace, by the way. But if you remember Steve McNair, like he was necessarily never a threat to run, but he did run.
Yeah.
And did it look the best? Not always, but he got the job done. right? But you think of a guy who can improvise, who can, when he's staring down the barrel, can make that delivery. Like, I think there is a lot to like, a lot of comparison between Steve McNair and Cam Ward. I think that's truly the comparison.
That is a good one.
But I just didn't want to like take the low-hanging fruit. I try to go outside the box a little bit.
I mean, listen, I think, now granted it was Miami, it was the ACC, so take that for what you want. I think when he plays, it just looks smooth. Yeah. For more times than not. And like, I think a lot of times when Lamar Jackson plays, it looks smooth.
Yeah.
I just think that, and again, I could be
effortless, right? Like he's not even trying.
I feel like nobody's talking about him, which is a good thing for him. But I feel like there's a scenario where you could look up in 12 weeks and it's like, oh, Cam Ward's pretty good. Like, I don't think anybody's expecting to do that.
Yeah.
Like, Cam Ward's pretty good. And I think there's a reality that that's the case. The Titans aren't very good.
No.
But when Brent was saying, like, somebody could come in and dominate the AFC South, I don't think it's going to be them. But I do think there's a scenario in 3 years he's the best quarterback in the division. He was the first pick in the draft.
He was the first pick for
talented.
a reason. Yeah, he was the first pick for a reason, obviously. And once again, like, and I remember we talked about this, Casey. Like, the fact that he's just kind of under the radar, not all about him,
right?
Just kind of low key. Like, I think that helps a quarterback. It really does. Like, I think some guys like Burrow, obviously, a guy who we celebrate both immensely. Like, I think Burrow, for whatever reason, can handle all that. He can handle Batmobiles. He can handle taking fashion risks. He can handle supermodels house sitting for him, and then the house gets broken into. Right? Like,
that's true.
He can handle all that. I can't. If I had a supermodel house sitting for my house, like, no, man, like, distraction. Right? Distraction.
Sure.
Go ahead and give me a 60-year-old lady, who's obviously has her fair share of experience when it comes to housekeeping. Like, that's what I need. I can't be having a Victoria's Secret fashion model house sit for me.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
No, me either.
Joe Burrow can, though. You know what I'm saying? But do you think there is a benefit for being low-key like Cam Ward is?
Yeah, I think in this situation, yeah, because you mentioned it was Stroud. I think about it from the Jalen Ramsey perspective. Do you remember, like, 2 years in when he called a bunch of quarterbacks trash?
Correct. I literally.
Oh, did you say that?
I said, and we talked about this. We said, pump the brakes a little bit, man, because you're going to have a target on your back.
Right. And I think Cam Ward, just if he shows up and plays football, like, I think that'll be a good thing for him. And if he plays the way that I think he thinks he's going to play and the Titans think he's going to play, then he'll have the opportunity to say whatever he wants. But I do like the approach, and I hate the Titans, obviously. But I heard Brent saying it made me mad. But I think everybody is kind of asleep on Cam Ward, to be real with you.
Correct.
Outside, I don't know what they're saying in Nashville, but, like, I feel like if you ask people in Chicago, like, hey, what's going on with Cam Ward? They're like, I have no clue. Nor do I care at all.
I mean, listen, and like, I was obviously only in Nashville for a week, and yeah, I walked around the city and everything. So, but it's hard to get a gauge. But like, you know how sometimes, like, when I don't know, Nashville's really a bigger city. It's a growing city. I'll say that much about Nashville. But you know, like when cities like get like their go-to guy in the draft, like you'll see billboards, you'll see jerseys on. I didn't see any of that. Nothing.
Wild.
Which, once again, maybe it's personality, maybe it's just like it's wait and see. But like. You took, like, you remember when Trevor came here? And I get Trevor was highly more touted, national champion, like, you know, the golden child. You remember, like, the excitement, the enthusiasm around the city?
Yeah.
Maybe it's in Nashville. I didn't see any of it when I was there for a week.
Maybe it's better that way.
Maybe it is better
because we're sitting here not every day having conversations about Trevor saying, well, you know, generational and can't miss and all that stuff, and that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
If they're not doing that in Nashville, then I guess all you can be is surprised and pleasantly happy with how it plays out. I don't know. But I like Cam Ward, man. I think he's going to be good.
Let me go and ask you this. Van Jefferson, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett. Is that enough?
No. So that's the problem.
Didn't even need to finish the...
That's the problem.
Xavier Repistro, whatever, who ran 4.7, I feel like. But did they like him in OTAs, at least in minicamp?
He's got the connection with Cam Ward, obviously, from DNA. Who was the first guy you said?
Van Jefferson.
Okay.
Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett. And then at tight end, you got the Aquanico guy, and then Josh White. I'm sorry, Josh Weil.
Huh, even better.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Tony Pollard and Todd Spears at running back.
That's not getting it done, for sure. But, you know, I think Cam Ward could be good. But again, that's a little bit to my point. Like, you can't just go out there and say, play football and throw it to these guys. Like, I think there has to be a a sense of you're going to have to move, you're going to have to do this. And then we'll see. Who knows if the Titans are capable of that with their current staff? I don't know.
Yep.
But I do think there's a real scenario where you look up and Cam Ward's good. And it just feels like nobody else thinks that. I feel like I'm alone.
Glenn C. with they need Frank Wycheck. By the way, Frank Wycheck, one of the most underrated players in NFL. What was it? NFL Power Play 99? Whatever you call that. It was NFL Game Day 99 with the Titans when you had Dyson Mason and Frank Wycheck. You want to talk about a cheat code? Frank Wycheck, Mr. Dependable on that game. So it kind of shows my age a little bit, Casey. You probably weren't playing whatever Game Day 99.
I do know what you're talking about.
But you know what I'm talking about. Speaking of talking about, and before we get into more of Jaguars things, I wanted to get one topic that, once again, I don't go on the internet a lot. I don't go on Twitter a lot, but I saw it this morning, and I can already tell that this is going to be overblown out of proportion, so I want to nip it in the bud right now before it gets overblown.
Okay.
Right? And I have a fear, Casey. I have a fear with this team, with this fan base, that we aren't ready for a player like Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying we're not ready for a player like Travis Hunter on the field. Yeah, I think we are. I think we're ready for another wide receiver. I think we're ready for a shutdown corner. We're obviously ready for that. I'm not sure, and once again, when I say we, I'm saying just a subsection of Jaguars Twitter. I don't want to talk to the whole collective because I think for the most part, the whole collective is cool. They understand the business. They understand what's going on. Mm-hmm. But there is a subsection of people that want to over-embellish, that want to over-exaggerate, and that want to hit the panic button out of any little thing that comes out of social media. So let me go ahead and set it up by this.
Okay.
Travis Hunter's wife now, Leanna Lene, I believe her name is. Mm-hmm. And by the way, she's mostly referred to on Twitter, obviously, as Travis Hunter's wife. Take that for how you want. But posted a video of her crying on TikTok. Have you seen the video?
I have.
Okay, yeah, I feel like a lot of people have. I don't know if it's trending right now or not, but if you haven't seen it, you're going to see it because everyone's talking about it now. And the immediate reaction is, uh-oh, Travis Hunter, what have you got yourself into? Mm-hmm. Right? Because there has, and once again, this is just from a small collective, but this is also from a national standpoint of people wanting to go out and say, you know, this is only going to backfire for Travis Hunter. It's not going to last, yada, yada, yada. Like his personal life is any of our business.
It's true.
Right? But for whatever reason, she posts a video of her crying, and then we, as a collective, whether it's national or public, want to say, oh, okay, well, now look at Travis Hunter. It's not going to work out well for you. Sports Illustrated had to write a story about, I'm not sure if you saw this part.
I did not.
Sports Illustrated wrote a story about this probably an hour and a half ago, now 2 hours ago, saying how it was actually in reference of her crying about her younger self last December, about how much she's grown and how much she's changed. Okay. That's what the video was about. Had nothing to do with Travis Hunter or an altercation or him making her sad. Had nothing to deal with it. But we as a society think, oh, okay, this guy's popular. He's got a lot of Instagram followers. Well, this is his wife now. Let's go ahead and dive deep into it and pretend that we know what we're talking about. And this is where I'm going to caution Jaguars fans.
All right.
Please, for the love of God, please, do not get wrapped up in all of this BS. Don't get wrapped up in what his wife posted, you know, crying about herself from years ago. Like, just don't do it. Like, you don't have to. Like, let Travis Hunter be Travis Hunter. Let him cook on the field. And don't worry about his personal life until you actually have to worry about his personal life. And you know what? Right now, we don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, like, that's the world that we live in, Casey. And like, listen, this happens all the time, right? Like, I feel like in bigger markets, this is the way of life. This is new to Jaguars fans, though,
sure, yeah.
Right? Like, don't take a picture of Trevor Lawrence with his family on Instagram and then question, well, does he care about football or not? Because that was a narrative, too, for a little bit.
Right.
We have great things here, right? We hope Trevor Lawrence is going to be a great thing. We hope Travis Hunter will be a great thing. Let's not tarnish those great things. Let's not ruin those great things and worry about things that we shouldn't be worrying about.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'm a believer in, like, if you're a famous person, you don't choose when to be famous, right?
Sure, yeah.
She now has become a notable person because of her relationship with, obviously, Travis Hunter. Mm-hmm. And good for them. I hope they're happy. So in the sense of like the video being posted that she made the decision to post, like I do think there is okay, people are going to react to it some type of way, and I think like that's kind of what you open yourself up to.
Yeah.
For posting the video.
Sure.
But with that being said, I don't understand, and I will never understand why people care about like what's going on in that sense. I want Travis Hunter to be happy. I want them to have a nice marriage. Yeah. I don't think about it at all. Ever.
Correct. Yeah.
Any situation. I don't care.
Like Travis, I love you, dude. I could care less.
I don't.
Honestly, like, I hope you guys are happy. Cool wedding. And we move. You know?
I don't understand why, and this probably goes to a deeper conversation, but it's like, I feel like nowadays you want to know people's personal life so you can choose to dislike them or not like them for some reason, anything other than what you know them for.
What their job is. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just don't understand why people, like you go home and you're like, all right, let me get on social media and see what these people are doing. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't.
Well, and this is the entire context.
I don't get that.
This video was posted on TikTok with the caption of what it was explaining.
Mm-hmm.
Someone took said video, posted it on Twitter with no caption.
Yeah, I didn't see the her actual post.
There's actually a long, written out summary caption of why she's crying in said video.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with the relationship, nothing to do with that. This was more of her just saying, she's proud of how far she's come.
Good for her then.
Great for her. Celebrate it, inspire, use your platform if that's what you want to use it for. I see no problem with it. The issue comes when somebody wants to screenshot that said video, not put the caption or the context behind it, and then we on social media go, oh, she's crying. Okay, well, something happened. That's the world that we live in. Like, we don't want to do the homework. We don't want to get the context. We just want to comment on it. Yeah. And once again, and this, I could care less about the national media because guess what? Spoiler alert. Sometimes their hearts maybe aren't in the right spot.
Sure.
Maybe sometimes it's about the clicks. Sometimes it's about the interaction. Me and Brent went about this last week. I don't want to get into it again.
Right.
Okay?
Sure.
But maybe, Jaguars fans, maybe we just give everybody the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what? Who cares? It's none of our business. And maybe we do a little research and say, okay, it's like nothing to do with Travis Hunter, and we're just thankful that Travis Hunter is here. Like this is my biggest worry, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest worry is that Travis Hunter brings such attention, like everything that he does, that we as Jaguars fans don't know how to handle this. Because let's be honest, we haven't really had a Travis Hunter before.
No.
Okay, like we haven't. Like, yeah, you had Trevor Lawrence, and like that was a big name, but like even him, like Hunter's different.
It's different.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just hoping, and I can't believe I have to say this, but here we are. I'm just hoping we as a collective fan base know how to handle it.
Yeah. No, Travis Hunter's definitely, in my opinion, a first of, if you see him anywhere, people are taking out their phone. Like I think there's a scenario Trevor can go pick up food and be in a restaurant for 3 minutes.
Sure.
And maybe people are like, but not everybody. I think if Travis Hunter goes and picks up, takeout somewhere, it's like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, no, dude. I mean, I see constantly, even on Facebook, people are like, "Oh, I met Travis Hunter today and got a pic."
Yeah.
Like he's
and
the guy.
That would have been the case, to your point, in Cleveland.
Yes,
if they had picked him.
Yes,
in Nashville, if they had picked him.
New York, for some reason, anywhere he goes.
That's just like it is what it is, and the Jags have. Yeah, I agree with you, Trevor. He has a sense of that, but I don't think to the fullest level. And like even go back to like, I'm sure if you saw Jalen Ramsey out at the height of Jalen Ramsey, you'd be like,
yeah.
But nowhere near.
Yeah. So yeah, listen. Like, obviously, when it comes to Liana, like more power to you. Share your piece.
Yeah.
Do your thing. I thought like once I did the research and homework and found out what the context was, thought it was a beautiful message.
Right. That there's nothing like.
So keep using your platform for good and inspiring.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with it. National media got nothing to say to you because it's always going to be just it is what it is. But local fan base. Just please, let's do our homework, let's do our due diligence, and let's give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes. That's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough. And
we good?
One thing. You know where I'm at on social media, which shocked, like, you know how much I have to like a video or to just like the button, like click the button to like it? People are just out here willy-nilly commenting on stuff. Oh, can you know what I mean? Like, who are you people that are just commenting on all these videos? You suck, you're the worst, or like this, like who's commenting? Who has the time?
This is wild. So I literally had this conversation Saturday night when I was watching the Brewer game. Now, the Brewers are playing in LA, so
late.
Can't just turn on regular TV. So, there's other channels you have to watch, right? So put on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And in this said channel, sometimes people can comment on other sporting events. Well, there was a UFC fight going on, right? All the comments of people in the UFC, like, oh, this guy, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy it. Why do we have to commentate on everything? And by the way, commentate on our show, though, by all means. On our show, the Brent Austen Show.
It's different.
Yeah, this is different, right? But I'm saying, like, during a live sporting event, like, to just, and I'm not saying there's a couple comments here, like, the entire
Non-stop,
3 hour,
no.
nonstop.
I know where you're watching. Yeah.
Yeah, you know I'm watching.
The comments
right?
are flying.
I'm watching everywhere.
Yeah.
It's wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will watch a video on TikTok or whatever like 3 times in a row because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And I just move.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. And I thought it was great content. Don't hardly ever like it. Never going to comment.
Yeah.
What do you people do? Like,
but we appreciate the comments here, though.
Yeah, this is a different thing.
It's a different thing.
Right, we're talking to people. People are talking. It's like it's like real life.
It's a family, man. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, if you go on any random tweet that's got 7,000 comments, it's like, who are you people?
But I'm not gonna lie.
And what do you have to do all day?
Listen, I don't. It's a giant spiel about hey, just like like mind your own. But I do enjoy like Casey. One of my favorite pastimes to do now
is reading the comments.
Well, yeah. If the Brewers win, like the Dodgers, right?
Yep.
I was reveling in Dodgers fans' tears for the past 3 days, Casey. I love it. I'm addicted. I'm sorry. I'll be honest. I love it.
I read the comments. I just can't figure out why you morons are commenting.
I don't know why you're commenting, but keep doing it.
And some of them are better than the videos.
But when it comes to Travis Hunter, when it comes to the local guys, let's keep within context, please.
Yeah, and how do you get to the point in your life where you screen record other people's content and then post it as like your own?
Oh yeah.
Not that whoever posted it wasn't claiming it was their own, but like
interactions is currency, Casey. That's the way it is.
But like
interactions is currency.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Wild world we're living in.
Wild we're living in. I know Brent's gone, but he did put this in the rundown, so I want to be respectful here. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a quick nap, a little siesta, if you will. Kim, feel free to take a siesta too, unless you're actually a golf fan, which I don't think you are. Scottie Scheffler, Casey.
Yeah.
Your thoughts and go.
Okay, sure, no problem. Scottie Scheffler, man, it's wild. Like
just won the British Open, yeah.
Okay. Won another major, which is 2, 3, 4. He all of a sudden only needs one more for the Grand Slam, which is crazy, which is all 4 majors. He has 2 of one, which is how you have 4 without all 4. But there's like 2 ways to look at it. I think both are fascinating. He has undoubtedly the last 3 years been the best golfer on the planet, and it's not even close.
I mean, I agree with you, and I have no idea what golf even is. But yes, I've seen the stats, I've heard the name, I've seen the wins. Yes,
like golf betting is such a goofy thing because like anybody could win at any time. Like golf is a sport where you're never going to hit basically outright winners before the tournament. But golf is one of the few sports where the guy that's plus 3,000 could win the tournament. Mm-hmm. And Scottie Scheffler routinely is like right around even, which is insane for golf when there's 90 dudes that could win at the start of the week. Yep. And Scottie continues to do it. And for the last, like I said, 3, he's been undoubtedly the best player on earth. And in a big event that he's in, the foregone conclusion is he is going to win. And more times than not, he has won those events. Mm-hmm. On the flip side, the run that he's been on, and you say, okay, he's got to be one of the all-time greats, right, because of this run.
Absolutely.
You then look at a Tiger Woods, a Jack Nicklaus, who has... was it 18 majors, I think, for Jack? Mm-hmm. And now put Scottie's 4 into comparison there. He would have to go on this run for another 15 years to maybe get close to that. And it's like, oh, okay, he's on a great run, but how could he be an all-time great if, the greatest of the great, you're putting him in that conversation when he'd have to stay this hot? Am I right?
So Jack Nicklaus has 18 major championships. Nicely done, Casey.
So... But think about that. Like, for 3 years, it's been a foregone conclusion he's going to win every tournament he's in. And he'd have to stay on this run for like 10 to 15 years to be in the conversation with Tiger and Jack.
It's wild.
Both sides of the spectrum, I think, are fascinating. That you see what he's doing and you go, oh, he's got to be one of the best ever. And you're like, oh, well, I guess he's just hot. But then also you go, he's been hot for 3 years at a sport that...
It's hard to stay hot in.
You could legitimately change one thing on accident in your grip and not be... Look at Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth did this 5 years ago, where he was this type of player, won the Masters, won the British Open, and He still needs one major for the Grand Slam. Where's he been the last 4?
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it. I like him. I'm a fan of him. But
and by the way, Tiger Woods has 15 major wins. Yep.
So it's like, I think both sides of the spectrum are pretty insane. But for the here and now, which we're living in, for my money, it is one of the greatest sporting runs of all time.
And here's the thing, too, with Scottie Scheffler. And in case you have a lot better clue of this, and I know we've talked about it before, but the personality, and this is where I come into play as a very big golf casual, the personality does absolutely nothing for me. Like, it was last week, right? We're supposed to talk about this. We never did, where he had the whole press conference saying, like, he doesn't really even care. Like, like, what is it? Like, it's meaningless.
Yep.
Okay, man. Yes. Okay, and for those of you that are uninitiated, we'll bring up to date here.
Sure.
So, and maybe you can probably paraphrase this better than I can, Casey. Go ahead and like, what did he exactly say?
Yeah, in the press conference in Northern Ireland before the event, it was basically like, yeah, this is cool, but like, I have my daughter, I have my wife, I have my faith. Like, that's the stuff that's important. Versus like winning.
This doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It was
kind of like,
I think like in the grand scheme of things, like none of this really matters. Is what he said.
Basically, because of these other things, and like,
but okay.
I mean, is he wrong?
No, he's not wrong. Like, listen,
in a way. Like,
no, listen, it's he's not wrong in a way, but then like, listen. He said that, and then I haven't even told Brent this. I did a deep dive then in who Scottie Scheffler is. Like, he said that, I heard it, and you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like Joker from Denver, right? But the issue that I had with Scottie Scheffler saying that stuff, and I get it, it was a very polarizing press conference because a lot of people celebrated it, and then a lot of people said, well, this is bad for the sport of golf. Right, because you almost need him to be like player. The next big thing. Yeah. So you kind of got to be like all about this, almost like it's your job to try to bring this into a new era after Tiger Woods, if you will, after Rory McIlroy, right? So I did some deep diving in Scottie Scheffler. And like, well, what do? By say deep diving, I go on his social media. I go on his Instagram.
Sure.
What is Scottie Scheffler's Instagram? It is literally everything golf. Every single day, there's a post of him tripping, a post of him driving, whatever the case may be. It's all golf. Now, maybe that's more due to sponsorships. Maybe that's more due to him making money. Maybe that's more to him he doesn't want to share personal things with his family. Because guess what, dude? I'm with you on that one.
Sure.
I don't ever really post a lot of my son. I mean, sometimes when my son's in here doing the gritty, I'll post it. But like, I don't post a lot of personal things when it comes to my personal life or my family. I don't believe in
any
either.
Christmas cards.
No Christmas cards. Yeah. But like, what I have an issue with is, okay, well, if golf doesn't really matter to you, you sure purvey the fact that it actually matters to you because you're talking about it and posting about it nonstop. So did you actually believe the words that you said, or was this kind of a cool thing to say? Be like, hey, I'm the guy that doesn't really care, but I'm winning all the time. Check me out. Like, that's kind of what Joker is. But here's the thing about Joker, though.
That's
who Joker is.
Yeah.
Jokic is that guy.
There's no gimmick.
Ask any one of his teammates. Ask the coaches. Go on his social media, which I don't think he even has.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's in a commercial here or there now. But, like, Jokic, watch the way that he plays the game. Sometimes he doesn't want to be out there.
It is just a job.
He wants to be with his horses.
It is a 9 to 5.
He wants to be with his horses. It just so happens the guy that can care less sometimes about basketball happens to be the best, if not one of the best basketball players in the entire world. Much to the chagrin of every single fan that doesn't like his style, much to the chagrin of every single fan that says he's got zero swag, that doesn't like the press conferences, the guy literally does not care, and he's one of the best. And that, to me, is what makes him so great.
Dude, are you a known SpongeBob watcher?
Of course.
Do you remember
back in the day?
Yeah, it got turned into a meme, so I'm sure that's how most people have seen it. But Squidward, where like his alarm goes off and he's just miserable, and he's riding his bike to work and he's miserable, and he's at work and he's just the same.
It's like the same thing. Yeah,
that is literally Jokic. Like his alarm goes off to go into work, he's like, dude, again, drives into work just pissed, scores 40, drives home's like, dude, I got to get up at 9.
Yeah.
And play basketball again. Like, that's his whole thing.
Like it's an inconvenience.
It's an inconvenience.
Like winning a championship, the highest level of all basketball, winning the championship, and then having to go to a victory parade was an inconvenience. It was too much. You just couldn't handle it anymore.
I am fully convinced if they would have told Jokic before the championship run, if they're like, hey, you got to play an extra 2 months, he would have been like,
no, this is bad.
I'm cramping up. Somebody get me out.
I just want to go to my horses.
Yeah.
So Casey, my point though is you see that.
Yeah.
That's who he is. Mm-hmm. Like it or love it, that's who Jokic, the Joker, is.
Yeah.
Is that who Scottie Scheffler really is? Because I'm going to be honest, that press conference rubbed me the wrong way because I didn't feel like it was genuine. Like, I do think you care about golf.
Yeah. I do think Scottie's an interesting kind of character there. I will say in terms of, I don't know him, obviously. What do I believe about Scottie Scheffler from what I see from the outside? I believe that he cares more about his family and his faith in that than golf. I truly do.
Okay. And that's fair.
That being said, I think there's got to be a sense of, and this is where things get kind of goofy, because I would believe there's probably a sense of whoever's running his agent. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, bro, you're the best on earth. Mm-hmm. Nike's paying you this, they're paying you that. Like, we're gonna post this stuff.
Sure.
Addicted to the game. We'd love for you not to go up there and say I hate golf. That would be awesome. You know what I mean? Because it's like, to what you just described, it's like, to me it screams, we got the social team doing this, we got Scottie just saying stuff, and we got to get somewhere in between. You know what I mean? I think that's his business people trying to capitalize on the fact that, because the reality is he may never win again. Mm-hmm. One thing could happen in his swing, he loses it forever. He might never win again. Like, this is it for making money for Scottie Scheffler. Potentially. I don't think that'll be the case, but it could. It's golf. So I think there's probably some of that in between there. But I think there's an argument that Scott, like, you go to that kind of like that thought of, would you rather sit in a big house alone with all your trophies for the rest of your life, or would you rather sit in your house with, your family? It's like, you might be onto something.
No, I feel you. Going to Glenn C here. Scottie's wife said recently that he is the weirdest person she's ever known. I mean, I don't know if there's any merit to that. I mean, I trust Glenn C. I'm sure she did say that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just think, like, listen, and once again, like, it doesn't matter if you have the next reincarnation of Tiger Woods. Like, I just, golf is just not for me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Man. Like, it's just, I don't mess with it. But I feel like from a casual audience member, you need someone that's going to captivate you. Like, you need a reason where if you're on the fringe of, hey, do I watch youth flag football championships or the British Open? What's going to draw me to the British Open? Because I'll tell you what drew me to flag football. Amazing catches with cats from Jacksonville.
Sure.
Right? What's going to draw you to golf? Well, if so the best player in the world at the sport of golf is just, I don't care about it. It's just, it's what I do. It's not who I am. Yeah, whatever. Like, are you doing yourself a disservice? Are you doing the sport a disservice? I guess. Like, listen, you know how much I celebrate people being themselves, Casey. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if that's truly who Scottie Scheffler is.
Fair enough.
And
fair enough.
I'll leave it at that.
It is interesting, though. The last couple, I think, of, like, real big-time stories in golf, right? You go Scottie. You go Rory, who openly said a couple years ago, like, when he had his daughter, he's like, golf ain't everything.
Sure,
like, there's other things at play here. And then you go to Brooks Koepka, who was a huge story for a long time. Never really felt like he cared at all, right?
Yeah.
He was just kind of out there golfing.
Yeah.
But happened to be good at it. And, Glenn brings up a couple of points with, like, Terrell Hatton's out there breaking clubs and screaming, and it's like, okay, he cares. You know what I mean?
Give me more of that guy. I'll take that guy.
John Rahm,
don't know who that guy is.
Known being mad at, he was mad at Marcel one time because he recorded a bad shot that he hit at TPC.
I do remember that. Yep. No one's going to talk bad about Marcel Robinson, not my watch.
Exactly.
Yeah, John Rahm, enemy of the show now.
So, like, you have some of those, but in somewhat recent history, some of your biggest names at the time were like, just kind of here working.
Yeah.
And I again, man, I don't necessarily think it's a good thing for golf, but at the same time, like Brent always says,
I know
you got kids watching golf on YouTube, man.
I guess, yeah.
And that's the thing that's even, and I know you don't. This is, we're not going to go deep into this because Brent does this all the time, but there's probably something to be said for the next generation is looking to YouTube and content creators to get into golf versus the highest level of professionals. Because where else does that exist? You're not watching some dude dunk on YouTube, be like, I'm trying to be him. You're watching Steph Curry or somebody in the NBA or baseball or any other sport. It's like the highest level athlete. Golf, I don't think that's the case for most of the younger generation getting into it. What does that mean 20 years? I have no idea. but I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave it at this when it comes to the sport of golf. And once again, when it comes to, because Brent talked about this, like the YouTube, I guess it's killing. So I guess golf is in a good state, okay? Whatever. I think that if golf wanted to, because I grew up with the Tiger Woods era. Like I remember how I golfed because of Tiger Woods.
There you
go. I went to like golf lessons because I wanted to be Tiger Woods, right? My ass out there in my Vans and t-shirt or sleeveless shirt, swinging golf clubs. Why? Because I want to be Tiger Woods, man. Because like I appreciated it because he didn't look like a golfer. He didn't act like a golfer.
Sure.
Dude had swag. I wanted to have swag. I'm like, okay, you can kind of be different and still be good at this sport, and I can do that. Well, I sucked at golf. It is what it is. But like, yeah, I took lessons as a kid because of Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the golfers now, and once again, I don't watch it under a microscope, so maybe I'm missing something. But like, I think of a guy like John Daly. Like, I was a John Daly fan.
People love John Daly still.
Because I see myself in John Daly, right? Because, listen, I don't golf, but, like, I've been golfing on bachelor parties, right? Like, we get out there, we have fun, we swear if we miss a shot. Sometimes we break clubs, we drink a beer. Like, yeah, I didn't grow up in country clubs where it's like, oh, we got to act this. No, like, so I can't relate to that, right?
I agree
but what I can relate to is a blue-collar guy who wants to wear his emotions on his sleeve and just be like, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I think, like, if golf maybe had more of that, probably talking about this because Happy Gilmore's coming out this Friday, by the way. Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think if we had, like, more of just, like, me being able to, like, relate better to golfers, then I'd be a huge fan. Like,
I agree.
I became a Cubs fan for a little bit over that All-Star game because that one player was mic'd up.
This All-Star game?
Yeah, PCA. Yeah, PCA was mic'd up. I'm like, dude, I can relate to this. Like,
he's a likable guy.
I like this dude. Like, and that's what it is. Like, I love this Brewers team. Why? Because not because the players are great, but like the story behind it, right? Like, what's Scottie Scheffler's story? Like, okay,
you can't relate to it.
I can't relate to it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
No,
like, I think if more players were relatable in golf, I would be a bigger fan of it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't get to it.
And you can't be, right? You couldn't be John Daly, right? Because he is talented and
yeah.
But you feel like you could.
Yes.
He makes you think, you know what?
Yes.
I could be John Daly. You could never have been, or even thought to have been, Roy McIlroy, Scottie,
Dude,
Scheffler.
I am one midlife crisis away from being John Daly.
It's doable.
Mark my words.
It's doable.
Something goes south here. Something goes south here. Give me 10 years. We'll see how it pans out. I'm on the straight and narrow right now. Doesn't mean up. UFC, we'll see later. Up. Brent Austen Show. Up. All of a sudden, hey, I'm gonna give golf a try. Hey, I'm gonna give drinking beers while playing golf a try. Hey, I'm gonna drink a lot of beers while playing golf. This is fun. Boom. John Daly, here we go.
We'll check on you if that happens.
Check on me, please.
The Mets did trade PCA. That was a bummer for the Mets.
It was a bit, yeah. That dude's like, are they saying MVP, by the way, for PCA?
Well, he's not going to be, but he's... if Shohei Ohtani didn't exist, yeah.
All right. Well, this is enough of that midlife crisis talk. Kim, let's go and take a break real quick. I think we're behind it a little bit. We got to catch back up. Casey, but when we come back, though, man, let's talk some more Jaguars. Let's talk some more NFL. What do you expect from this team at training camp? We have Liam Coen coming tomorrow at 11:30 on the show.
Oh, nice.
But what do you want to see out of a Liam Coen coached training camp? What needs to change from the Doug Peterson era? Let's talk about that next year on the Brent Austen Show.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
It's fast-paced.
Hands off on first down, and there goes Edward Vander.
High fly.
Wide open receiver. It's caught.
Action-packed. Weekend fun. Fun for the entire family. It's the Jacksonville Sharks. I feel like anybody could play in this league. It's gotta be like backyard football, right?
Whoa! This ain't the Arena League, Brent. This is the indoor league, and they play defense here.
It's a lot safer to just watch the professionals play. And watching is a lot of fun. A party in the stands at the arena for kids and adults. And it's indoors. Get out of the heat for the summer and watch the Sharks shine inside. Jacksonville Sharks football, season number 15. It's the Drive for 5, and it's still alive. Get your tickets at jacksharks.com.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Woo! Scrap House. Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz, 7 o'clock this Wednesday. I mean, Casey, do we just make it like a Scrap House Spectacular, like a 3-hour show? Because we have so much to talk about, man. We've been off the past couple of days because the Armada have been doing their thing.
Yep.
Props to them on a great season. But we've been missing a lot in wrestling news.
I don't know what we're going to do.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just a whole lot of nonsense going on. A lot of good, some questionable as
some
well.
Injuries, yep.
Some injuries. AEW comes into play. So, like, there's a whole lot going on that we got bumped 2 weeks in a row to talk about. So, yeah, we'll have to formulate a plot.
Yeah.
Figure something out.
Or just do, like, the fastest talking hour show ever.
Yeah.
On Wednesday.
Have you watched SmackDown yet?
From this past Friday?
Yeah.
I've seen most of it, yes.
The John Cena,
Cody
Road stuff? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, did Cody Rhodes jump through that table like he was a 70-year-old geriatric?
What are we doing?
And listen, hey, that's my champion, Cody Rhodes. Like, okay, like,
that's
hey,
the quarterback.
Yeah, it's the quarterback. Hey, man, get a little spring in that step.
Meanwhile, you got Dom Mysterio. If he does it, he's.
Oh, dude, yeah, frog splash. Let's go. But yeah, we'll talk about that.
We will talk about that because that's interesting. And then, remember when they arrested Jacob Fatu?
Yes.
After his whole personal
He's actually
life.
been arrested before, so that
I can't imagine what that was like when they were like, "Hey, we think we're going to do this."
Little PTSD.
Jacob Fatu's like, "Dude, is that what we're going to do?"
Little PTSD. I mean, listen, man, I've been in a truck before, the bed of a truck where it rolled over and I flew out the back of it. I can't get it in the back of a bed of a truck since because PTSD. I can't imagine getting handcuffs put on you after you did some hard time. What that's got to feel like. But hey, let's talk about that as well in the Scrap House.
I'm very surprised they still do that type of gimmick, by the way. That felt like a very Vince McMahon thing that I didn't think we'd see again.
Felt like I'm back in the 90s again.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it, yeah.
Yep.
Scrap
and
House.
Goldberg getting screwed over for his final farewell.
See, dude, there's so much I forgot
to
that
talk
happened.
about. Oh, yeah, man.
And hey,
this seems like it was a month ago.
By the way, it was like a 13-minute match.
Casey was right about that. You've been following the Scrap House. I said the Goldberg-Gunther match was going to be under 5 minutes because Goldberg couldn't hang. It was 13 minutes. Now,
he couldn't hang.
A lot of chokeholds and things, but we're okay. Once again, we'll talk about it Wednesday, Casey. I guess just in an hour, but we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Something else to talk about, though. Training camp right around the corner. Jaguars players are reporting, probably as we speak now.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting their helmets, Casey. They're getting their mouth guards and everything. I never wore a mouth guard, but I assume they get mouth. Yeah, that's a fun fact.
You didn't have to? Oh, okay.
They encouraged it.
Okay.
But no, technically, you don't have to wear a mouth guard. Like,
because of everybody or because of your position?
At least back when I played, I don't know.
Really? That's fascinating. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's wear a mouth guard. In retrospect, should I have probably worn a mouth guard?
Did you wear one in college? Did you have to?
So I wore. Okay.
All right.
Okay. No. I'll sir. So
there's got to be a statute of limitations on the mouth guard.
No, for sure. So there's my freshman and sophomore year, I did wear a mouth guard.
That makes sense.
But yeah, you think, right?
Yeah.
And then you know me, being me, stubborn, right? Don't want to do something I don't want to do, right? So buck the trend and hated breathing with a mouth guard in my mouth, right?
Okay.
So didn't wear one. So junior and senior year, didn't wear a mouth guard. Had issues with my teeth after the seasons at night where like I would have like nerve issues where I had to like bite down on I had to bite down a pillowcase a couple times because like my teeth were aching so much, so I had to like bite down, and then all of a sudden I would take the pain away.
I believe that.
And that may have happened in training camp too in the NFL. I don't know what that was. I'm fine now, and still got my pearly whites. Kevin, can you zoom up on those pearly whites? Kevin, can you go ahead and get a close up of that? It's all good. No worries. People get what I'm talking about. But yeah, needless to say,
those are your real teeth?
Yeah, real teeth.
You do have good teeth.
You think I'm rocking dentures?
Well, I didn't know.
It's all good,
I thought
man.
there was a scenario
Biting
potentially.
And stuff. Yeah,
well,
sure,
yes,
sure.
like, but you having teeth that don't look destroyed, not wearing a mouth guard is pretty insane. Or not wearing a mouth guard, I mean.
Yeah.
That's a wild thing.
But needless to say, because I found this out, because obviously I consulted a dentist, where sometimes when you take a lot of trauma, like playing football without a mouth guard, or you know, it can deaden or kill the nerves in your teeth. So sometimes those nerves come back. Sometimes those nerves don't come back. So
you can't feel anything in your teeth.
Oh no, no, it's back for whatever reason. It came back.
That's a wild.
So like, if I drink like ice water, like it'll mess up my nerves in my teeth. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've had that happen before, right?
Yeah.
So that's essentially what it feels like if you're playing football without a mouth guard and you have to at night, like you can feel it like aching. It feels like you just drank a bunch of ice water and your teeth are like tingly. Yeah.
So.
But
you didn't wear it because you didn't like the breathing part, or
Correct.
you were just rebellious?
No, it wasn't rebellious. It was
you just
more
wanted to breathe.
I thought it was a performance thing.
All right.
Yeah. I hated breathing with it.
And you have to wear one in the UFC, right?
Yes.
If there was an option, would you not?
No. Hey, I would still wear one in the UFC.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I've been hit in the mouth. Like, I've been punched in the mouth a couple times, and I knew like if I wasn't wearing a mouth guard, my teeth would have been all over the place.
Yeah, I guess that would make a lot of sense.
So there you go.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a little fun fact. But anyways, yeah, so they're getting their mouth guards, getting all these things.
Maybe not everybody's getting their mouth
guards. Maybe not everybody's getting their mouth guards. We'll see. I wonder what the percentage. We should.
I feel like it's
next time I'm at training camp, I'm going to check this out.
I feel like it's not that common that they don't. Well, I think it's
there's quarterbacks. I forgot who I was watching. I was watching an NFL films game or whatever, like a throwback game where the quarterback had his mouth guard in his helmet, but he wasn't wearing it.
Yeah,
So that happens.
Quarterback, I believe.
Sure. Which
you got it. Yeah.
You might want to wear one because whatever.
I mean, yeah, you probably. I would encourage it.
Yeah. Listen, if you're in high school, just encourage your kids to wear mouth guards, please. My mom let me do my own thing, and I appreciate it, Mom.
It worked out well.
It worked out well. Hey, Kim, zoom up on it. We're all good, but it could even probably be better. Now, that was a long way around of saying, hey, Casey Kurtz, Jaguars training camp, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Liam Coen, first year. James Gladstone, not probably going to go behind the curtain a little bit.
Yeah.
Step back in the shadows, if you will. And now it's the Liam Coen show. What would you like to see at this training camp? What needs to be done? Do you want to see balls to the wall? Do you want to see a hard, like, do we call them the Junction Boys of New, a la Bear Bryant? You want to see just fast, physical, cussing, swearing? Let's set the tempo. Do you want to see it a more lackadaisical? Like, what kind of practices do you want to see in the Liam Coen era to kind of set, like, you know, the pace, the tempo?
YB obviously said there that he's looking for a lot of that intensity. Here's my thing with, like, the, you know, intensity and the hard practice thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Doug Marrone did that in 17 or whatever.
Yes.
Doug Marrone to me screams like a...
Well, Tom Coughlin, I think, did it more than anybody.
But both, though, scream to me like a, you know, this is what we're going to do.
Correct.
I don't get that from Liam Coen.
Agreed.
I'd be kind of surprised if the reports from you and Brent are, these boys are going at it. I would be kind of shocked, and like it wouldn't really fit the brand for me.
Sure.
That being said, get your work in, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think I would be extremely surprised if you guys kept coming in here and saying the reoccurring thought is they're out there practicing their ass off.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be thrilled to hear it. I think I'd be surprised. Because it just doesn't feel to me what Liam Coen is. And the thing that I'm most interested in, and I said this to when you and Brent were both out a while ago, it was just me and Hamby. Or you were in and out. But anyway, I said this to Hamby. That to me, I think the most important part of the Liam Coen thing is the relationships with the players, the communication with the players.
Yes.
I don't think we'll be able to see that from what they do on the field.
No, because that takes part in meetings. That takes part just around the building. Yeah.
I wouldn't hate to see it shine through, though. From time to time. With like, not with Trevor Lawrence, because I'd like to believe that they're close.
Yeah.
Give me that with like Jarian Jones, who mentioned that he couldn't have conversations with the last coaching staff. Let me see something like that, just for me to at least go, you know what, this guy is relating to them and is communicating with them in a way that Doug Peterson and the old regime did not. I think that's important.
You know, it's funny that you brought up like just the overall, and I forgot what the quote was, but kind of like the vibe that Liam Cohen's going to bring, right? Like for instance, look at Dan Campbell. Look at a Dan Campbell coaching tree guy and Aaron Glenn.
Those boys are about to have a miserable couple weeks.
You feel like Aaron Glenn in New York is going to set a precedent of, hey, I don't know how you guys did things. And I assume Robert Saleh probably ran a pretty tough camp as well, but we saw hard knocks and everything, right? But one would assume that Aaron Glenn is going to probably take it up to another notch and be like, this is my first year as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pull no punches. Like, this is going to be hell for you guys. Because this is how we build the team.
As I would expect.
And Dan Campbell biting kneecaps and everything, the same thing. I played for what I feel like is one of the greatest coaches ever to coach, and that's Andy Reid. And it was Andy Reid's first year in Kansas City, right? So this was, you come from Philly, you win all those NFC championships, you get to all those NFC championships, and they do you dirty, and you get let go, right? So now you get a new shot, and you come to a team, by the way, in Kansas City that won 2 games the previous year, right? So it's on you to try to change this thing around and show, hey, here's how we did it in Philly, here's how I do in Kansas City.
Right.
I thought I was going to be in for the hardest training camp of my life. A new coach in a new city, but a veteran coach trying to make a name for himself once again.
Right.
I was wrong. In terms of the training camp, Jacksonville was monumentally harder. In terms of a training camp, my time in Chicago was monumentally harder. because Andy Reid knew what, and this will, I think, listen, we can sit here and talk about the X's and O's of Andy Reid. We can sit here and talk about the play calling, the quarterback play, he gets the best out of Patrick, all this stuff. What I think Andy Reid's maybe his greatest attribute, or at least the one that doesn't get talked about enough, is that he knows how to read a locker room. And he knows the ecosystem of a locker room. Now, I don't know if this happened in Philadelphia. I don't know if he figured this out in Kansas City. I don't know if he's always known about this. Whatever the case may be. Here's what I mean about that. Yes, the Chiefs won 2 games the previous year that he got there. Mm-hmm. But he knew that the talent that he had in the locker room. And he knew that he was going to pass that talent and he was going to say, hey, this is your guys' thing more than it's my thing, right? I'm the first-year coach here, right? So I'm new to this thing. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of cool things. I'm going to put you guys in positions to win, but it's ultimately on you to hold yourselves accountable. And that's what you did. That's what you had with guys like Dwayne Bowe, with Alex Smith, with Jamal Charles on defense, Eric Berry, Derek Johnson, Tamba Ali, Justin Houston. Those guys were worse than the coaches were, because if you messed up, they were going to let you know about it. So, like, it was almost like Reid knew what he had from, like, a psychological standpoint in terms of, like, player personalities, where it's like, okay, we have the personality, we have the dogs, we have the grit. I'm going to add my high IQ, my savviness, and it's going to be okay. I get more Andy Reid vibes from Liam Coen than I do, like, a Doug Marrone or a Tom Coughlin type. Now, 100%. Here's why it makes me a little nervous, though, Casey. Do we have the Eric Berrys here in Jacksonville right now? Do we have the Tamba Ali's? Do we have the Justin Houstons? Do we have the Jamal Charles? Do we have the Alex Smiths here in Jacksonville where Liam Coen can go, hey, guys, you know what? I got my IQ. I have my savviness. I'm going to let you guys run the whole show here, and I'm going to show you some cool stuff along the way. I don't feel as confident with that as Andy Reid would feel in Kansas City when he first got there.
I'm trying to figure out if there's any of those humans. I guess they're like Eric Armstead.
Who's the... Okay, let me ask you this, because to me, and I've talked about this many times in the show, who's the Eric Berry of this Jacksonville Jaguars team? Who's the guy that's in the locker room that's going to get you hyped up, that's going to have all the chance, that's going to be, hey, look you in the eyes and say, hey, I trust you. You trust me? Let's get this, brother. Like, who's doing that? Oh, and by the way, who's doing that before the game and then going out there and playing at an all-pro level?
I mean, when you add that second part.
Well, that's what
I know it is. You're right.
That's why Eric Berry was Eric Berry.
That's fair. So, I mean, I'd say that they don't have that guy.
Okay. So, and listen, they have great, you have Josh Hines Allen. You have Trayvon Walker, right? Like
Foye Lukin.
Like, there are names there. But is it enough of them? I don't think so.
I would say, is there enough of them? No. Agreed. I would say the closest thing to what you described is Foye. Because in the last couple of years with all the tackles, like, you can't look at Foye and say, well, he took a play off.
No, he's been the most dependable guy. Just like Eric Berry was the most dependable guy.
Right.
Hey, do you need him to play coverage? Go play coverage. Hey, you need him to take Gronk man? Then go take Gronk man to man. No problem there. Right?
And he's a genius on and off the field.
Of course,
but he's calling,
without a doubt. He's making all the calls as well. So so Foye fits that. But my point though is,
you're right.
They had so much. Like, I mean, I can go top to bottom of the special players that they had. Mm-hmm. Now, I get it. Jacksonville may have some of those special players. I don't think it's enough. So if you're Liam Coen, and once again, this will be a good question tomorrow, right? Yeah. If you're Liam Coen and you see your roster, and yes, you got Joshua Hines Allen, yes, you got Trevor Lawrence, you got Brian Thomas, you have the names, but maybe it's lacking a little bit in terms of that leadership. Well, then it's got to be on you to manufacture that motivation to get some more leadership until guys are ready to take the reins. Yeah. And I don't think guys are ready to take the reins yet. So then it's on Liam Coen. Yeah. And that's what makes me nervous, Case, is does he have that component in his, repertoire where it's like, hey, I got to pump the gas a little bit. Hey, I may have to yell a little bit and pick guys up a little bit. Because we saw it with Doug Peterson last year. Now, granted, the communication wasn't great, but we're at practices where Doug Peterson was yelling and everything, but in doing that, he lost his players in that process.
Yeah.
Liam Coen can't have that.
Yeah.
So I guess the question's going to be, is he capable of amping up practice, being that yeller if he has to be, but also still keeping the players' trust.
Yeah, I think it's a great call, and
I'm nervous because I don't know. I mean,
and there's no way to know.
If there's
He's
any
never
knock,
done it.
If there's any knock on Liam Coen, once again, and I'm trying to be fair here, but like, is he going to be the guy that's going to be chewing people out and trying to make them run extra sprints? I know Dan Campbell did that. I know that for a fact.
Right.
I know Aaron Glenn's probably going to do that.
I believe that. Is
Liam Coen going to do that? Because that's what it comes down to, Casey. Do you need a culture change or not?
Yeah.
There's some teams where you're a head coach. You get there and it's like, hey, you know what? This culture's okay. Like, yeah, maybe some play calling here, maybe a little tweak over here, but it's okay. And then there's some situations that you get to where it's like, I don't know what happened last year, but this is ass backwards. Like we got to start from square one, the foundation, rip it from the studs, and build it back up again. And with all due respect to Doug Peterson and company, but I get more of that vibe than saying, hey, just a few tweaks here or there, and we're going to be all good.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know, and I hate to bring it up, but I do wonder. Is knowing some of the players that have been in the locker room for the Jags for a while, right? Josh Hines Allen has seen some truly terrible. A lot of the guys have. Is there a scenario that you could lose your team this quick in training camp? Like if they believe Liam Coen is one thing from what they've seen since January.
Yeah.
And they get out on the field and just find out he is something else. Could you lose your team that fast?
So
in 2 weeks?
Yeah. So listen, and I'm not trying to speak, and it's a legitimate question, and it's one that we probably should have talked about a while ago, but I'm glad we're bringing it up now before training camp starts. If we're being real with ourselves here, and listen, I've seen this firsthand. I've seen head coaches in training camp lose their team. I've talked about Mark Trestman before, right? Mark Trestman lost that Chicago Bears team back in 14. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Back in 14. And what, they won 2 games that year, 3 games? You had Jay Cutler, Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, Matt Forte on offense.
Yeah.
You're an offensive-minded coach.
That's right.
And you won what, 2 games, 3 games? And I love Mark Trestman. But he lost that locker room. Here's the thing, Casey, and I'm glad you brought it up. I'm not trying to speak this into existence.
Right.
But the way that you lose this team, despite of how talented they are, is if Liam Coen comes out and he's not genuine of how he's trying to build this thing. Because we've seen it in the offseason, right? We have press conferences to go off of. We have word of mouth to go off of. This guy is trying to rally his guys and show that he cares about his guys, right? Like that, we said this many times, ad nauseum, right? We feel, at least I feel like the biggest detriment to the Doug Peterson era was that he didn't purvey the fact that he appreciated his players. And the players kind of felt like, hey, we're going out here, but our coach doesn't give a crap about us. That's what I garnered in the Doug Peterson era. I think Liam Coen, for the better of the team, and this is a James Gladstone and Tony Baselli thing as well, they took it upon themselves to say, you know what, we got to champion our guys. We have to have our guys back because they feel underappreciated. And anytime feels underappreciated, you won't get the best work output from them. That's any job. Whether this job, whether it's a 9 to 5, whether it's an NFL team.
Right.
If your players don't feel appreciated, they won't give you their best. So this whole story, this offseason, Casey, has been Liam Coen, has been James Gladstone, has been Tony Baselli trying to prop all his guys up, right? Make them feel appreciated. Great. So now we're going into training camp with a new mindset, with a new lease on life that, hey, these guys actually care about us. Hey, I feel good because I'm actually cared for. Yeah. Great. But now if you're Liam Coen, you got to walk that line gracefully.
Yeah.
Because you can't go, oh, well, forget, you're not practicing hard, well, then let's go, because then you're going against what you were preaching before. So to answer your question, Casey, that's the way that he loses the team, if he's not genuine how he goes about this. Yeah. We think Liam Coen has been genuine so far, as
I think he probably still will be.
And he will be. But you got to walk that fine line of being genuine, motivating your players when they need it, and holding people accountable. Like,
fair enough.
There's a pro and con to being a quote unquote player's coach, to being a player's friend, right? When it's going good, and everything. Andy Reid, when it's going good, and it's always gone good for Andy Reid. So let's be honest here.
Yep.
But if you start losing a locker room and everything, well, then you have to go above yourself and not be genuine anymore, and that's when you lose the locker room. So I'm not saying like, Liam Coen has set himself up now where, dude, you better be nice to these players. No, it's football. We get how it works, right?
Sure.
But you've had your players back for this long. You can't change it up now.
Yeah, and I think it's a good answer. And I wonder, like, and I don't know that anybody wants to admit this, but again, we'll use the word being scar tissue of the debacles that keep happening in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. I wonder if from your guys that have been here, like Josh Hines-Allen, at this point, Trayvon Walker, it's like Logan Cook even.
Yeah.
If the trigger there is a bit shorter than another, because like you've seen it just go bad how many times in a row. It's like first time you sniff something out, it's like, oh, dude, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like you can't let that happen.
Yep.
Real quick before we break, that has nothing to do with the Jags, but I think it's interesting when you're talking about the different types of coaches. How the hell does the Dan Campbell thing work? Because the Dan Campbell thing feels like and that's a team, by the way, that right now, veteran leadership that you want to talk, right? Your Eric Berry example, like where was that on the Lions when Dan Campbell got there?
Yeah.
Like Jared Goff, maybe, because he had just been in the league.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe one of their offensive linemen, right? That I don't know how long has been in the league. But like the Dan Campbell thing, to me, from the outside, should scream, this shouldn't work.
Yeah.
He's a guy that feels like when practice over, like, no, I hate this guy.
So,
and it works. They're great. They love him. Like, they want to kill for him and bite kneecaps. Like, how does that work?
So, hey, you know what? This is going to be a good segue, good little tease. So, Dan Campbell's one of a kind. And when we get back from the break, let's go ahead and talk about what makes Dan Campbell so special. But also, let's talk about how I think Liam Coen can follow in this coach's shoes and be a little more Dan Campbell than we give him credit for, and why I think this whole thing can work out if he follows in this coach's shoes. More on the Brent Austen Show when we return.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Kinetico reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a Kinetico Premier softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Kinetico water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Kinetico dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Eric Roberts reeled in a 48.39 pound
holy crap
kingfish to win the tournament. I'm not gonna lie, it looks bigger than 48 point. It was called 48 pounds. But yeah, won the kingfish tournament, won the grand prize.
That's a fish.
That's a fish for more than one reason. Yeah, because he got a big grand prize as well. I assume he got a boat off that too as well.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah, that thing's huge. Once again, I can't. 48 pounds? Because you think of 48 pounds like one big plate, like in a gym, right?
Yeah.
That looks like more than one big. That looks like 3 big plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. You big fisherman, Casey?
No.
I'm surprised, man. I feel like
my dad's a big fisherman.
Okay, but you never got into it.
I'm not a patient man.
Really?
No.
Dude, I feel like fishing is like right in your wheelhouse.
You
like,
think?
I like fishing too, but I don't.
I'm
getting the lures and taking the fish off the hook, like that's where No, not for you. It's chill, man. I appreciate it.
I got no problem. Like if there was a scenario where it was like we could go fishing, I'd be like, sure, but like I'm not going fishing by myself.
Oh no, I'm with you, dude. No.
But as a collective, if Brent was like, we're gonna go fishing, me, you, Hamby, Kim, whoever,
you'd be all about it.
I'd go and I'd be able to, handle it. Like I know what to do. My dad, known fisherman.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. It's so hot.
Well, I'm saying like when it cools down, dude. I'm with you on that.
It's like you got to get up early. Like
that's true.
My dad is like the known fisherman. Like I go fishing with my dad back in the day.
Which is like, that's the father and son bonding time, right? Or like you're gonna play catch in the backyard.
Yeah, he'd be
which
like,
is also hot.
Yeah, he'd be like, okay, we're gonna get up at 4. I'm like, you lost me. You lost me in the first sentence. Why are we getting up at 4? He's like, oh, the fish don't know it's 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a moron, Dad. Like,
dude, this is so funny.
What? No, let's not do that. He's like, oh, it's cooler at 4. I'm like,
this is so funny because I did the exact same thing with my grandfather with hunting. We would go deer hunting. Dude, have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning before the sun's up. Oh, and by the way, in case you know where I'm from Wisconsin. Okay? And we're talking Wisconsin in late November, Casey. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, are we talking -5 degrees at 5 o'clock in the morning? All right, Oss, get up. Go put your hand warmers in. We got to go out there and sit in the snow for 5 hours and hope that a deer comes by so I can shoot it in the face.
So,
well, actually in the chest.
Here's the thing. You may know this because you're friends with my dad on Facebook.
I have. Yeah, man. Yeah.
No.
What's up, Chip?
For whatever reason.
What up, man?
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
No, my dad, known photographer, used to be a photographer for NASCAR and the Yankees and like
post some great pictures. Now, you know me, I don't like them because I don't like any pictures, but I noticed them and they're great.
So like my dad's career for a long extended period was like not like one of these photographers who takes pictures of like cakes. Like this man was a known photographer of things. So like this is real life things I had with my dad. I just told the story last night. This is amazing. He bought a lot of, dirt and trees and
do what you gotta do.
Put like deer feed on said lot and tree stands. I think you would think you know where I'm going here and all this stuff.
I know exactly where you're going.
And he'd be like, all right, let's get out there at 4 so I can take pictures of the deer. I'm like,
oh, no. See, I thought he was baiting him to shoot him.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Photography.
Hey, Chip, dude, I love you, but that's...
So there be a Chip R, mad chillin' at 4 in the morning in Wauchula, Florida in December. So here's the goofy part. It would be cold, not Wisconsin cold.
Yeah, it's cold, though. It's not comfortable.
It'd be cold, but then the sun would come out and be hot. So I'm wearing 2 layers. The sun comes out. I'm taking layers off. Yeah. I can't do anything. You can't do a thing, as you know.
Yeah,
not
of course.
A thing.
Oh, no, you can't move.
Can't move, can't breathe. I'm sitting there for 6 hours.
Nasal breathing, baby. Let's go.
Just straight doing nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you smell a little bit? Here, have some deer urine to put. Not even lying.
Yes.
For all you non-hunters out there.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you put some speed stick on this morning? Did you think that you're gonna have a little sweaty pits and you wanted to put some deodorant on?
Yes.
Here, go ahead and have some deer piss and go ahead and cover yourself in that because that way the deer can't smell the deodorant.
Yes.
Oh, been there.
All of that
to take pictures.
To take a picture of it. I'm like, Dad, why am I here?
Here's the funniest part of that. Like, I mean, and keep in mind,
it's his whole thing.
It's still aggressive, nonetheless. If you are hunting or not,
yes,
right. But at least like you can.
There's a payoff.
There's the payoff where it's like, oh, I'm kind of nervous, but I shoot the deer, and then your grandfather, your dad's like, I'm proud of you, boy.
Yeah.
You finally did it. Let's go cut its guts out, right? And that's kind of traumatizing. But once again, like you understand that it's gonna feed the family, so you do what you got to do, and this is where your meat comes from. And you don't let anything go to waste, so you make like vests and stuff out of the fur, and then you eat the deer tenderloins and all that stuff, and even the heart if you want to eat the heart. So people eat deer hearts. It's what I'm saying. Don't let it go to waste, right? There's that bonding moment. Yes. You're taking a couple Polaroids out there in the middle of winter in Florida and just taking some pictures, Casey.
I can't explain to you how Holden Johnson for 8 hours at a tree stand. For nothing. Smelling like deer pee. My dad's like, good news. I got the shot. I'm like, great!
Like you shot it and we have some food? No, I got the good shot.
Why am I here, Dad? Oh, thought you need something to do at 3 a.m. I did. I was asleep.
Dad, let me sleep and come back. I'll see you when you get back and I'll be waking up.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
The guy loves the wildlife, though, but yeah, holy cow.
Oh, Glenn, who you telling, man? Like, yeah. Casey, I mean, we got to do just a show from where I grew. Because, like, and he's not wrong. So, it's funny how it's 2025. But for whatever reason, when people go deer hunting, they still feel the need. Any deer that you shoot, they will put like in the middle of their front house and hang it up as like trophies. Being, hey, let's go see what Terry bought. Oh, Terry's got 3 big ones. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I do think that, like, say what you want about hunting. I think deer hunting, I think it's a great thing. If I lived in Wisconsin, I would do it till this day. I would take my son and do it. Like, it's cool to spend time and camaraderie and everything. And once again, I think it's cool to know where your meat actually comes from. If you can get it over the part of, slashing the guts out and,
it is questionable.
Field dressing it, that can get a little gnarly, but it's good to know where your meat comes from and have appreciation for the animal. But, dude, you're just taking pictures.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
It's something. All right.
Daniel Kilkenny, he could sit on porches and get deer pictures almost every day.
So, like, it's funny you bring that up because now bro has moved to the part of life where he moved to a spot where there are deer and they could just come to his yard.
So do you want to know something? Okay, but we have to really get back on track.
Real quick.
No, please.
This is crazy because, like, I go to their house very not often.
Sure.
And
where does he live now? He lives in
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee, okay.
And there's like they live in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
There's woods around.
That's Tallahassee.
That's it. Yeah. It's crazy because like he has deer food and he plants it in his yard and they just come like 2 feet from the house.
Yeah.
And like eat the food. So I saw this last time I was there for my mom's birthday. The deer will be from literally between us and Kim from my parents' house, like right there. And he'll just go out there and they won't move.
Yeah.
The deer will just stand there and eat, and my dad's standing next to him, borderline petting him. And I'm like, yo, this is insane, dude. Like, why are the deer not running away? He's like, because they know I'm not going to kill them.
Yeah. So this,
I was like, all right.
I was literally, okay, so I'm glad you brought this up. So, you know, when we make fun of sometimes because, like, okay, I'm getting older and everything. I'm 37 years old, but I don't feel like an old. I still feel like I got my finger on the pulse of the youth sometimes, right? Sure. I feel like there's a lot of things, but there's two primarily things that can kind of dictate if you're getting old or not. And the first one is photography. Like, I feel like once you get in the photography game where it's like, hey, let's take these great pictures of maybe like, you know, these animals. Like, I feel like then, like if you get psyched at, unless it's like your job, like Marcel Robinson, no shots at you right now.
Sure.
But I'm saying like if it's like your hobby to get out there, because I saw this at the beach actually. I saw there's this lady, older lady, out there, and I'm hanging out with my son just taking pictures. And she's like, can I take a picture of you guys? I'm like,
no.
Well, I said yes. I was trying to be nice. Like,
I
said yeah. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. We posed, we smiled, but like, it seemed like she got a lot of just whatever you want to call it, like just glorious out of taking pictures of people, you know. And
what happened to the picture?
No, she didn't. I never got it. She just wanted to take a picture of us.
Okay.
I don't know, man, but yeah, like shit. Right. So taking pictures, I think if you get older, like that's one thing.
Yeah, fair.
Feeding animals, bird feeders, hummingbirds, whatever. Like
that's real.
That's
a good call.
That's an old person thing too.
That's
like
a great call.
I watched my stepdad, who would pound beer for Packer games and had to go out get moved to the garage because he got so fed up with it. My mom could handle it anymore. He's like, you have to go out to the garage to watch Packer games, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, but then one day I just saw a shift where all of a sudden it's like, yeah, we can swear at the Packer games, or we can check out this pileated woodpecker and just be in awe of that. So I feel like pictures, and Kim, feel free to hop in here because maybe I don't want to out you, Kim, in your age, but like, are you into pictures yet, or are you into feeding birds or animals?
Well, photography was my hobby like all through my life.
Old soul.
So
old soul Kim.
But I feel like getting into maybe knitting would be an old person thing.
That's a great call as well.
Or, I mean, I might do. Okay, I have a sourdough starter, so I feel like that's an old person thing.
A what?
A sourdough starter.
Like the bread?
Yeah. You have to do a starter.
A starter?
What does that even mean?
Oh, is that like kombucha where you have to have like the yeast thing?
Yeah, you have to it's a process. It takes a week, and then once you have it set, you can put it in the fridge and only have to feed it once a week. Okay. But still, I feel like that's an old person thing.
That's an 80-year-old grandma.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm kidding. Kim, honestly though. Okay.
Look, I'm hitting my midlife crisis, okay?
She's doing yoga on some days, and some days she's making this sourdough starters. Interesting. Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So Kim makes bread. Kim, I mean,
can we get some bread?
Well, I haven't made it yet. I have.
Oh, so this is kind of like a new endeavor.
Yeah, I have the starter. I haven't made the actual.
Open
bread
the box and make some.
Let's
bread.
go, Kim. Kim, I want our studio to be filled with fresh loaves of sourdough bread in the morning. All right, that's Kim's next assignment. As if she is not doing enough already, giving me this sweet rundown. Hey, Hamby, by the way, would never.
Hamby, bro, you're in trouble, bro.
Look, Kim, this is all the shots today that we talk about when we come back in from the breaks. Anyway, speaking of the break, before we have to go to another one here, I did tease something.
Yeah,
should probably get to it because you know me, Casey. I like to deliver on my teases.
Unlike Brent.
Hey, come on, man, no shots fired. But I mentioned this. I think there's a coach out there that Liam Coen can be just like. In the Dan Campbell aura, that you can get both. You can get a great offense. You can get, complicated looks and motions and stuff, but you can still kind of bring that blue collar mentality. Now, real quick too, with Dan Campbell, like, listen, why I think Dan Campbell works, and feel free to chime in here, Casey. I think he's just genuine. Like, I think that's who this guy is. And me and Brent got into this his first year. Remember the whole thing when I forgot why he started crying even. There was a press conference where Dan Campbell started crying. And you might have been here for this one too, I think.
I was, yeah.
Yeah. And Brent didn't like it.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, you know what? I think there's something to be said for it, because if you're man enough, and by the way, when we say man, Dan Campbell's a man, okay? So if you're man enough to be comfortable in your own skin, to cry in front of the world and not worry about it, I think the players take that into account because it's genuine.
Yeah.
Because that's who you are as a man. Players love that. Now, if you're crying and it's not who you really are, you're not emotional, you don't fly by the seat of your pants, you don't bite kneecaps, well then yeah, maybe players got an issue with that.
Yeah.
I think, and that's just an example, but I think that's one of the examples of why the players want to play so hard for Dan Campbell. Because keep in mind last year, last year on offense, everything was hunky-dory, right? Everything was gravy. You had a lot of great talent. On defense, they were on their fourth and fifth starters pretty much every single position.
Yeah, that's true.
And they still played their ass off. Well, why is it? Because they're a direct reflection of their coach. And that coach, yeah, he's hard-nosed. He bites kneecaps, but guess what? He's genuine. You agree with those sentiments?
I do.
Okay. So I think when we talk about, well, you're not going to be Dan Campbell, Liam Coen, sorry.
Can't be.
We heard how that Duval came out, okay? It ain't going to happen. And it's all good. That's not who you are.
He survived that. Think about that.
Yeah, and that's okay. Can you imagine if Dan Campbell had to say Duval, what that would sound like? Duval. It'd probably be an F-bomb and then a Duval. Yeah. Oh man, it's bleeping Duval. You know? Okay. But I think that if you look at a guy like Sean McVay, who that's the tree that he comes from.
I'm telling you, man.
I had a preconceived notion of who Sean McVay was before I watched Hard Knocks that one year. It was the Rams. I thought Sean McVay was just like this, with all due respect, he's just this pretty boy who was more of just like, dude, you're more of a babysitter than actually a coach, right? Like you have all this like fancy jargon, all this lingo and everything. You got all this swag, but can you really bring a blue collar mentality to a man's game? Or is this more of just like, you're the face and you're gonna let your coordinators do their thing? I was wrong. Because I watched how he handled business in training camp on Hard Knocks. I watched how he handled Aaron Donald. I watched how he handled joint practice. I forgot who they were practicing against. Might have been the Cowboys at the time. But whatever the case may be, I watched how he handled everything. I'm like, oh, dude. We think this guy is just all X's and O's. We think this guy is like, okay, he's kind of nerdy because he's so good at calling plays and he's got this photographic memory. But there's actually a little grit to him as well. There's actually a little... blue collar toughness, a little biting kneecaps to him as well. That's what Liam Coen has to have. On the surface, yeah, you see Peyton, it's like, okay, Sean Payton, I mean, it's like, yeah, you whatever, but when you actually get to know him, you actually see him behind the scenes, the guy's a competitor, and the guy's vicious. That's what you need from Liam Coen.
That's a good call. I like Sean McVay.
That's not Sean Payton, Sean McVay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
We did, I forget exactly the exercise, but it was me, you, and Hamby, I guess, last year. We were talking about underrated coaches, and I think Sean McVay is great, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's, again, coming from that tree, I think it's a great call because Sean McVay, there's never been a doubt if he can coach football.
Correct.
And to your point, didn't really understand how he handled players, but clearly, and you think about the locker room that won the Super Bowl for Sean McVay, just some of the humans in there.
Yep.
A Matthew Stafford with a Jalen Ramsey, with an Aaron Donald, with a Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
They just won the Super Bowl. No
Won
big
the
deal.
Super Bowl.
Like,
no issues, no distractions.
Never heard anything.
Nothing.
And now, going back to what you said last segment, part of that is when Sean McVay gets there, right? What's there, right? You have an Aaron Donald. Who, in your Eric Berry comparison, is that guy. You didn't have Stafford yet because Goff was there.
Yeah, Jared Goff.
But you did have some of those players to kind of, I don't know if lean on's the right word, but lean on.
No, lean on. I mean, Aaron Donald, man, lean on him.
Which brings you back to this Jags team, and it's like, who can Liam Coen lean on? Poirier, you hope Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
But a Brandon Sheriff is gone. That would be one.
For sure.
Not here.
And Casey, and I can't make this point enough. It's one thing to lean on players to exemplify your message, right? And that's what's probably going to have to be done here with Liam Coen.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have those players you can lean on, but they're going to back it up 100% and then some on the field. Like, yes, Foy Lukin's a hell of a player.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the best linebacker in the NFL? Is he a top 5 linebacker in the NFL? Probably not.
No.
I mean, Josh Hines-Allen is a top edge rusher, so you got that. Trayvon Walker has the makings to be that. But, like, you know what I'm saying? We're in Kansas City, Eric Berry at the time was probably the best safety in the NFL.
Sure. 100%.
Right? When McVay got there, Aaron Donald was the best defensive tackle maybe of all time. You know, he's up there with Reggie White at this point, it seems like.
Yeah.
Do you have those generational guys?
No, you don't. And to be honest, that's another one that confuses me about the Evan Ingram thing.
Yeah.
Not that he's a generational tight end.
No.
But also a guy that I think right now, from a receiving standpoint, is a top 5 tight end in the sport.
Yeah.
Top 8, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But the point is, and he's a guy that I think has always, when he was here, was, diehard for the Jags.
Did things the right way. What was always the first one out there at practice, one of the last ones to leave at practice. We've heard this many times.
That's a guy that I feel like Liam Coen could have really given his message to.
Of course.
Help me spread the word, if you will.
And by the way, James Gladstone was in Los Angeles as well, so he knows what those players mean.
And he's gone.
The
Evan Ingram one's still confusing.
No, it's still...
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's dumb.
Yeah.
I get the reasoning that they gave, or they didn't give, but we
assume.
figured out. It's dumb, I still think. But, that's a guy that I feel like would maybe do you wonders as a first-year coach. Now, does Liam Coen doesn't know when he signs on here that that's Evan Ingram, that he can trust him to that level. But,
no, Casey,
I think you missed an opportunity there.
And listen, and I'm always going to say this, I'm going to question that Evan Ingram decision until I don't have to anymore. So unless Brenton Strange comes out and blows the doors off, unless there's somebody else we're not talking about right now that's going to come out and command your respect and attention, I'm always going to question why Evan Ingram wasn't there. Because like I said when it first happened, it's not just on the field stuff, but it's what he brought as a veteran leader as well.
Mm-hmm.
And time will tell. Before we go to break, Casey, Noah Fant just got released by the Seahawks.
Yeah, that was weird, huh?
Does that do anything for you? I mean, it's wild how I remember back, years ago, when I thought Noah Fant was going to have a better career than TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Both coming out of Iowa the same year.
Yeah, that's right.
And obviously, Hawkinson has that advantage right now. Does Noah Fant do anything? I mean, do you take a flyer or not?
I mean, it can't be that expensive, right?
No, not at all.
What did last year? 500 yards, 1 touchdown. Surprising.
I mean, a combine beast.
I mean, it does. I would be intrigued by Noah Fant. Maybe just a guy, though, as it turns out, just
watch the Ravens take him and he balls out.
The name is bigger than the game is, I guess.
Sure,
but I'd be intrigued.
Yeah,
500, 600 yards his whole career every year. I mean, we're questioning. To be honest with you, we're questioning if Brenton Strange is going to do that.
Correct. Yeah. May take a flyer. Maybe a name to watch.
Maybe. I'd be intrigued.
All right. Well, speaking of watching, we have to watch some commercials here because we got to pay some bills.
All right.
Kim, so let's go ahead and get out of here. We got one more break. When we get back, we'll put a bow on the show. Noah Fant, Casey. You think?
Oh, I don't think they'll sign him.
No? You don't think so? Is that a snowflake's chance in hell?
Probably not, but I would be interested. Does he make your team better?
I think. I mean, I don't know, but
I think so too.
See, I'm infatuated with the numbers more than I actually. When I say numbers, the combine numbers from
I hear
all those years ago from what he actually maybe is. So, and I had to keep a watch on for sure.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts.
Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers.
And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242. You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing. Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater, plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Oh, like I said before, Casey, so close, but it still seems so far away. I don't know, man. We're getting there, though.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're getting there. Do you put a lot of stake into the first game of the season?
No.
Right? Like,
no, not really.
It's not who you are necessarily.
No.
Good, bad. I mean, hey, let's be honest. If if they somehow curb stomp the Panthers, it's just Super Bowl.
Sure.
Right? Like that's gonna be the narrative.
For sure.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think if they lose to the Panthers in any kind of capacity, I think the roof's on fire.
Sure.
Right?
Well, I kind of hate the Panthers being first in the sense of everybody is convinced the Jags are 1-0.
Correct.
It's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, we'll kind of get our hopes up, huh?
Yeah, so like if they, I guess nobody's doom and gloom like I am around here, but if they were to lose to the Panthers, it's kind of established you don't feel great about the Bengals.
Correct.
And you already feel like they have to win that Texans game for what happened the last time you played the Texans here.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'd feel great going to that Texans game 0-2.
But it's wild because you remember how last year played out, right? You start off with Miami. And I at least thought okay, as long as you're competitive against Miami, right, it'll be okay. Because I thought Miami was going to be pretty legit.
Yeah.
Well, you should have won that game. A Travis Etienne fumble costs you that game. Mm-hmm. You lose 20-17. But then what was the story the next week? Okay, well, now we have the Cleveland Browns coming to Jacksonville. That'll be the dub that you need. We get back on track, and then we go from there. We lose 18-13 to the Cleveland Browns at home.
That was a terrible game.
A horrible game.
That was one of the worst games of football.
And then it was like, okay, well, now we're starting to snowball. And then the next one, because I have it listed here, then it was at the Buffalo Bills, the ESPN game, where it was 47-10.
That was also one of the worst games of football I ever played.
So you kind of got an idea right away.
Yeah. Like, that's what
it's funny though, because like the Dolphins game, I was excited because you lost, but the Dolphins I thought were going to be a pretty good team. Mm-hmm. You were competitive. You should have won that. Okay, now you're pissed off. Sorry, Cleveland, but it's going to be an ass kicking. And then Cleveland comes to your house and beats you.
That was terrible. That was really, really bad. Yeah, and again, I said this an hour or 2 hours ago at this point, but in Carolina right now, in an alternate universe, me and you are doing a show in Carolina talking about the Panthers, saying it's the Jags.
Yeah.
You go beat the Jags. That's what teams in the NFL do. That's what the Panthers are saying all offseason, knowing that they're playing week 1 in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
We got Brysen. We got our own number 1 overall pick, who at the end of the year played a lot better than Trevor because Trevor wasn't on the field. Mm-hmm. And we got, they got Travis Hunter. Well, we got Ted McMillan, and we think he's good.
Yeah.
They're doing that. They are under the impression they're going to come to Jacksonville and also play one of the worst teams in the league and win the game. That's what they think is going to happen.
Kevin, do you mind putting the schedule back up real quick? I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I just wanted to see something real quick here.
That's why I don't love it.
Thank you.
I don't love it as week 1.
I want to ask this question quick, too, because obviously you have, you get one primetime game, you get featured, you get the Kansas City Chiefs, October 6th, Monday Night Football at home, which is cool.
It's cool.
Now, Chiefs, it's not as cool because the Chiefs obviously would probably be a pretty damn good team.
Could get stomped.
Let's just say out of all these games, let's take week 1 through week 18 here. Obviously, don't count the bye week, but what are you surprised most didn't become a primetime game? Because I'll show you where I'm coming from. Okay. I am surprised a little bit. I'm not surprised the Chiefs get a primetime game because, the Kansas City Chiefs, Taylor Swift effect, all that stuff. But I am surprised that they're getting the Monday night game against Jacksonville when you're playing in Jacksonville.
For them. Yeah.
For them. Yeah. I'm just that's the whole thing.
I agree.
I'm a little more surprised that they didn't go week 2 against Cincinnati for the primetime game. Simply because I feel like with Travis Hunter, he's still we don't know what we got yet. Which, tune in to watch Travis Hunter, tune in to watch Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I felt like there was a lot more intrigue maybe in that Bengals game week 2 than there is even in the Chiefs game. We're talking about week 5.
Yeah, I'll give you. So when you say that, the first thing I thought of originally was I'm surprised Titans isn't Thursday night.
Right.
Just because.
Because as is tradition.
But the the Titans don't have.
Jeff Bezos, come on. One more time.
One more time. They're the only team that doesn't have, or not the only team, but one of the teams that doesn't have a
primetime game.
And they have the number 1 overall pick.
Correct.
So I think that's goofy. So I'm kind of surprised by that. But take that part out. I would say, and I'm not sure where the flex window starts, but the Chargers one would be intriguing. I think.
I mean, there's some history there. Storytelling.
There's storytelling. The last time the Chargers came here at night, you play that video 1,000 times, which, by the way, if you do it on, what would that be, a Monday night, then NBC would have had that game originally, so you have all the, all those, you got, telling stories from the people that were there and that kind of thing. The Chargers are expected to be okay. The Jags at that point might be okay, but I think you might be right in the flex window. So if they're not okay, pull it.
I was just going to ask that. Like, do you think there's some worry, though? Like, if you do put the Chargers in that slot, you think the Chargers will be pretty good this year?
Yeah.
Jaguars, I mean, from a national corporate perspective, it's like, well, we don't want to risk it for the Jaguars. And this was week 11, week 12?
Yeah.
Simply because what happens if they've only won like 3 or 4 games?
But you could get out of it at that point. I don't
True.
know. I
hear you.
I think kind of low-key, sneaky, the Chargers may have made some sense there, Trevor and Herbert, but...
Well, Casey, I guess it's closer than we realize, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we can break it down soon, man, as training camp is getting underway. We have to get out of here, Casey. This was a fast show today.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a lot accomplished, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for answering the call. Coming out from the bullpen.
You know me.
Will we see you tomorrow?
Probably. Yeah.
Such enthusiasm when he said that, by the way, everybody.
Is everybody going to be here tomorrow? Brent and Hamby?
I'm not sure if Hamby will be here. I'll be here.
Well, yeah.
It would be.
I think Hamby will be here. Because I'm not.
Fresh. Okay.
I'm not. Tell you that. I'm not even there. At this point, it's a rarity when you, Brent and Austin, or you're Austin. You, Brent and Hamby are all on the show.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's like when all the stars, when the universe is aligned. That hardly ever happens. Yeah. It is what it is, Casey.
Stop by tomorrow.
We move. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, maybe.
Right.
Kim, thanks for pushing all the right buttons. Fantastic
Good luck
job
with the
today.
sourdough.
Good luck with your sourdough bread as Kim is slowly climbing the producer depth charts. Casey Kirk, thanks for stopping by. Brent Martineau will be here in studio tomorrow. We'll have Liam Coen, hopefully around 11:30. I'm Austin Lane. Have a great Monday. Stay casual, stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jags PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jags PAL.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the